What's happening? What's going on? What's happening? K-Mega 405 coming to you live from the 405 where I'm just your regular gamer talking to the intelligent gamers out there. If you are new to the channel, man, what's happening? Thank you for coming through. I also laid a question on a poll on YouTube asking the question about the PlayStation 5's generation. We're getting ready to wrap up, I guess, the end of this generation between the Xbox Series X and S and the PlayStation 5 and the PlayStation Pro. What do you guys think about the PlayStation 5? I'll be asking the next time I do another one of these about Xbox and what you think about this generation for Xbox. But welcome. But again, if you're new to the channel, man, please, hey, hit that like button if you like what you hear. Just things that I say. It doesn't matter if you're on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitch, even on Twitter X. Stop on through, say what's up. Also on Blue Sky, K-Mega 405 or K-Mega 4, whichever one. But really appreciate it. So anyway, I don't want to go on really long rants because I've been doing that a lot lately here, especially when doing this. Now, if Viper or Sir X-Man or somebody else hop up in here and want to have a discussion, that is absolutely fine with me. But I want to kind of just get straight to the point. First off, I want to kind of touch off on the rumors. One rumor is about Stellar Blade being in development for the Nintendo Switch 2. It would make sense because now, I mean, really, I know that, I mean, and it's speculation, of course, and then also about PlayStation looking to acquire Warner Brothers Gaming. It seems like every time the PlayStation's in a bad situation, which we will get to talking about the marathon delay, and then, of course, there's more cancellations and more laying off and all this and that and the third or whatever. But it seems like that there's always some kind of rumor that just pops up, and then the gaming media will jump on it and glee over that. In the situation that they're in, and listen, I'll start off with the Warner Brothers thing before I get to the Stellar Blade situation. The one thing that I will say is that it would be a good look for PlayStation to get them, but if people are thinking that like Mortal Kombat is going to be exclusive only on PlayStation, are out of their damn mind. It would have been vice versa if Xbox and them picked up Warner Brothers. There might have been some exceptions at the time before Xbox made this adjustment to go into the play anywhere, play at where you are strategy. But, you might have had a Shadow of Mordor or something of that nature, might be an exclusive to that degree. But the exclusive content for the Xbox is Game Pass. That's the exclusive and the perks within Game Pass and then all the features that's within Xbox. Those are and Play Anywhere, those exclusives. That's the exclusive stuff now with them. Mortal Kombat, even if PlayStation do acquire Warner Brothers, you're not going to get a Hogsward being an exclusive. You're not going to get a Mortal Kombat being an exclusive. What would most likely be is that like for like the content, with PlayStation, we did a lot with what you're looking at, like what they did with Call of Duty, where they would have exclusive content just only for the console, something like, like on Mortal Kombat, let's say that they would have a PlayStation character that would be exclusive only on PlayStation, or let's just say, other perks like that with Hogwarts, you get a special wand or something like that, or, maybe off it if it cut off. Okay, we're back up. Sorry about that. Let's see here. Make some adjustments here. Okay. Let's do this. So I don't think that matters. Let's do that. Okay, let's see how that works. Okay, let's see how that plays out. Anyway, yeah, no, it wouldn't be exclusive whatsoever. Mortal Kombat, Hogwarts, and other games from Warner Brothers wouldn't be exclusive. I just think that era is over. Now, exclusive content, yes, PlayStation would definitely lock some content behind a paywall or just exclusively on PlayStation. That's definitely something that they would do. But in order for them to go and they want to acquire them, then yeah, I mean, it would be a good look for them. I mean, so Warner Brothers is in peril. They look like, we're just seeing that the CEO had to get a discount from $22 million to $6 million. I mean, you're still eating good, but that's a dramatic hit because of just what's been going on with Warner Brothers right now. And I remember my boy Cali Rex was trying to tell me, look, Warner Brothers is fine, blah, blah. It's not. And it's clear as day. And it could be in a position. I mean, like, it's really wild to see EA where they're at. I think that from everything that we've been seeing with Battlefield looks delicious. Yeah, what's happening with you, Fiend? What's called looks delicious. Battlefield looks delicious, but we still got to play it. You know what I mean? So also, we'll see. Also, with what's going on with Mass Effect, I have faith that it's going to be a good game. It's just the nature of the beast of how people are on the internet. They will, if there's one thing that they're going to want to bitch and complain about, it's just whatever it is. If you can, just the way the nature of the beast on the social media. The way that they tried to rail against Shadows. Shadows was very successful. It didn't get hit, but Veilguard, it had a good launch, a good start, but then it fell on the wayside, and because of some stupid issues. Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't just talk about these games, I play them. So, I mean, there's no need for me to sit here and talk about these games and not show the gameplay of it. And, just going through it and let you guys make the determination if the game is good or not. Like, last time that I showed Shadows, I was showing Yasuke. In this, I'm going to be showing Naoi. So, I mean, or Naori, or however you pronounce her name. But yeah, really dope. It's like what I said with this game is that we're playing with her. It feels more like a Tenchu type of game. And then for people who really like Assassin's Creed, where you're doing a lot of sneaking around and things like that. Now, I know that, like, I'm really high level right now. I'm almost close to a 50. Like, I think I'm like a level 48, 47 to 48. So, I mean, I'm wiping things out. Like when I was playing earlier, like if I showed some earlier clips, it usually would take a couple of times for me to, if I'm trying to assassinate somebody, if they were strong enough, then I couldn't kill them automatically. But now I'm at the point to where I can just assassinate easily, just one shot. And I didn't even know this until I was watching. I got kind of stuck on something, and I was watching somebody show this that in settings that you can just turn on to where you could do instant kills on assassinations. I personally was like, I don't want to do that, because I mean, I like the assassinations, but I like but for me, I just want the challenge of the game itself, and then work my way up to be on that level. But anyway, I just think that if Warner Brothers, I said Mortal Kombat, but if Warner Brothers would be acquired by PlayStation, it would happen. But again, we all got to go to this speculation just as well of just like when PlayStation was supposed to acquire Paramount. Now, I know that there was talks and things of that nature, but they fell short. And the way PlayStation is being constructed right now, I think that I don't think they're in the business right now to acquire, maybe, but I just don't see that. I really don't see it. I just don't. And I think that they're trying to get their ducks in a row with the situation with the multiplayer games. You got marathons being delayed. You have all these cancellations for the games that they were trying to do with these online only games, and they're trying to restructure to go back to the old model. But there's got to be some kind of twist and turns on there, because, like, look, these games aren't selling at the same way that they were. I'm hearing them. Just heard earlier this week that Spider-Man, that the Venom DLC got canceled. That's nuts. That's nuts. Like, so if they're doing all this cancellation, now it could be where they're saving money to go ahead and try to maybe acquire somebody, but You said I keep you said Fahim says I keep telling you don't underestimate them. Listen, ain't nobody underestimating Sony. It's just the fact that is that Sony is just not living up to the expectation that of what it did the previous generation, hands down. I mean, you can't sit here at one moment and say, well, they're doing a shitty job with making online games on and then on the other end talking about don't underestimate them. They're canceling the games. They don't have faith in their own products that they've spent millions upon millions of, I mean, we're talking about billions of dollars that they've invested, and they cancel these games. So what you mean don't underestimate them? Now, if they want to go ahead and try to take the approach of acquiring Warner Brothers, hey, go for it. But I don't want to hear the PlayStation community come out and say, oh, brag about, Mortal Kombat having an extra DLC character that's locked in under the PlayStation, under PlayStation. And then on the flip side, keep talking about that Xbox bought their way to having games. Like, I mean, what are we talking about? So that's what I'm trying. That's all I'm saying on that end. If they acquire a Warner Brothers, that's cool. I'm not worried about anything being exclusive that I like from Warner Brothers games. Like I said, Hogwarts is not going to be exclusive. Mortal Kombat's not going to be exclusive. I mean, there's plenty of other games that Warner Brothers, and I just can't think of it. I just can't think of all of them right now. But I mean, no, it'll just be lockdown content. That's it. That lockdown DLC. Some skins, things like that. I ain't worried about all that. I ain't worried about that. Well, okay, so you said for your information, Venom did not get canceled. I was seeing this on the net. I don't know. I've seen it in different reports, so I don't know if it's not canceled. It's not canceled. I don't know. I just know about what was said. And oh yes, and let me give a big shout out to Sekiro King Cypher. Yes, we're gonna have to turn that. We're gonna have to get have a get back on that Street Fighter. I was getting cooked in Street Fighter 6 and in Jump Force. Yobi finished me off, and Sekiro. He decimated me. I mean, I'm playing with Eliza. He's playing in with a known character. That's still no excuse. I mean, I made a couple of matches interesting, but still, I got cooked, and that's what it is. And the competitive nature of me, I'm over here bitching and like this, that, and the third. But I enjoyed it. I like it. I just need to get into the lab. That's like I said, Street Fighter is one of those games. I really do enjoy Street Fighter 6. I just haven't played it enough. And that's just what it is. I got to get in the lab. That's it. Now I did hold my own with Fatal Fury, City of Wolves. So, but other than that, like I got to get my Jump Force back. But again, it's all predicated to I need to be better with my intake of the victory juice, because I sit here and I'm thinking, okay, I'm cool, and then next thing you know, I'm lit, and then coordination, and I'm just old, and I got to have my hand-eye coordination be better. So we'll be ready. I will be ready. I will see how tomorrow night is. I plan on want to do fight night tomorrow, but the Thunder Pacers game is big game 6. We'll see if we can finish it off. If we finish it off tomorrow night, then I will be greatly excited to do fight night, because I'm just be giddy because we'll be winning our first championship. If not, I don't know how I'll feel. I'll be feeling a little nervous. I'll be feeling good about coming back to OKC, but then I just kind of want to get it over with. So we'll see how tomorrow feels. Now, if it's a blowout or something, if my Thunder get blown out, then I ain't gonna be wanting to play nothing. I'm gonna be thinking, oh my God. But at least I can get it on the proper schedule, and then we're done with the NBA. So it's been a fantastic finals for me. I really been enjoying it. Theme says, a bridge between Spider-Man 2 and 3. Listen, you said it's actually smart for them. Well, of course, you'll say it's actually smart for them. If it's, I'm just saying this DLC for Venom's supposed to been out already. We ain't seen Wolverine. Like they just had it wasn't an event, but they just had what their state of play, and there was no Wolverine to be seen. Now maybe they might show it during the VGAs. I don't know. I just can't hear one moment that the internet is so, there's people on the internet that are so full of shit Because the one thing of it, it's like they're sitting here and they're talking about one particular game that was shown in 2020, 2021, whatever, and it's still not shown. But then we're looking at the same thing happen on the opposite side. Like it's like people love to project, but don't want to be factual with the projection. You see what I'm saying? So it's really kind of crazy to me. I did not say Wolverine isn't canceled, but we ain't seen it. Like, I mean, we seen that game, what, 3 years ago? Like, I understand, it takes time for development. I'm not one of these people that sit there and bitch and complain about development and all that and saying, listen, let them take it time. I feel that I'd rather have a game that's going to play well, that's going to, if you want my money, then bring the game when you're done. Don't force the game out just because you had some kind of deadline. I think that's almost suicide in my opinion. I mean, case in point, a game that I was interested in, Mind's Eye. No, it's not ready for prime time. I'll be ready for it in the cheap bin after a lot of patches. When that game drops down to like $17 or something like that. Oh, okay, yeah, and I bet it'll be fun at $17, not $60. But regardless of that. Anyway, he said Wolverine most likely had a quiet delay. Of course, after the cuts, Sony, exactly. I think that it might be a PlayStation 6 exclusive. I mean, well, not exclusive, but it'll be a timed exclusive, but a PlayStation launch title, PlayStation 6 launch title. It all gives indication to that. And I think probably before the end of the generation of the PlayStation 5, Venom might come out then. I don't know, but I'm just saying. I'm just seeing reports from different entities that is canceled. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care really, honestly. I mean, I'll play it when it comes to the place where I want to play it at. Other than that, I'm not getting it. He said, Big Bad Mo said he'll get it for $2. Yeah. So anyway, the Warner Brothers thing, that's just my whole take on that. If PlayStation is going for it, cool. I don't know. I mean, like, they've already invested so much money for them to go and try to acquire a company like that. I know that they want assets. Warner Brothers ain't trying to give up assets. They want the whole, you got to take the whole slate if you want it. And then we're talking about the Batman license and all that. And Sony's already going through the issues with Disney and Spider-Man. So you think that they ain't going to own DC, so they got to deal with they got to deal with DC. And you know what I'm saying? And then we're talking about the Batman games, and they're damn sure not going to be exclusive. So I just don't see it. I understand they say assets, but from every indication from what they were saying about if Warner Brothers was looking to sell, you had to get it all, Jack. You can't, no bits and pieces here. You had to get it all. So I know it's just rumors. It's all speculation. I just think that it's a cover because there was just some more not good news for a Sony exclusive that just got told that they were delayed. And anyway, so let's go to the other rumor, which is Stellar Blade going to the Nintendo Switch. Now, I mean, I believe that. I don't think that that's too much of a rumor. I think that that's actually a real thing. I really do. Just for case in point, it's because it's not, Sony do not own that studio. Sony pay to for development of the game, and then there was kind of a low key kind of shot at, like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that when they said that that the story was a little limited, it was kind of cheesy and they needed more work to do it, but next time they'll definitely do that. And hey, it's like, okay, so Sony gave them just so much of a budget, and mostly just probably wanted to make the game look great, because Sony is always about wanting games to look a certain way. So that's kudos to them. But it's the thing of, like, hey, the storyline was not the greatest. The TNA was one factor, but then it was also like the look of the game and just the action within the game or something like that. So they promised that when they bring the sequel's going to be much more grounded story wise. I don't know. I haven't played a Stellar Blade yet. I'm looking forward to it. Plan on trying to get it here at the end of the month, and then yeah, I forgot that it was coming out this month, or I would have already got it. But I mean, as you see, I'm playing this. So So I'm not. So I'm playing. I'm all in on Assassin's Creed Shadows. So right now, so it it really don't matter at the end of the day. So yeah, but I could see that going over there. Eventually, will it come to Xbox? Hopefully, it will. It's one of those things where it's like, Sony did pay to keep that game off of Xbox. It was slated to come on Xbox. It was slated to come on everything, and then Sony came in there and did the same thing that they did with Black Myth Wukong. But I don't want to hear the excuses anymore about this. I think people pretty much know that everything that when these developers come out and say, well, it's this, that, and the third, it's a lie. Sony paid to keep that game off. And it is very simple with that. I mean, were there some games that the Series S may have hampered or something of that? Yeah, there's a few, but not to the degree of where these to try to make excuses for stuff like that. So I do think that it'll come eventually to the Switch. I think that, I mean, listen, they did fantastic on PC. I mean, like it did double, triple than what it did on PlayStation. So I mean, yeah, and listen, I know that there's a lot of people there, and I said the PlayStation community I said the PC community is going to go. I feel bad for Eve because they're going to do the most. I'm seeing so much that they're doing with Eve. Listen, hey, let it cook. But the devs is like, listen, we're not going to ban anybody or stop anybody from doing whatever that they want to do with our characters. I mean, listen, we just appreciate you buying the game. Hey, I wish more developers was like that. I know that there's some out there that really do have a problem. They have they make these games and then they get, they take it a little personal when PC community get a hold of them and do what they want to with them. But again, I think it's more so just appreciating the gamers that really want to play the game and stuff like that. Listen, I'm not all into every character that I'm playing that have a BBL or be butt ass naked running around cutting things. A couple other skins with certain other things or whatever. I'm cool with that. But I mean, listen, let the Freakazoids do their thing. Chili said, for Honor, Shadow is an okay game. This game is fire, man. This game is so dope to me. I love it. Like I said, I get the best of both worlds. I can come in here, I can play with her, and she can do the stealth thing, and then I can go in there and just beat ass with Yasuke. And she's cold too. She got good hands, but it's just the fact that like when the enemies start overwhelming her, she gotta bounce out, because again, like it's almost like real life in a sense that she can't overtake 10 men at one time. Yasuke can. That's like because he's a monster. So it's really, really cool. It's really, 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 really fun. I like that switch dynamic to it. I really do. So Fahim said, answer me this, K Mega. Do you think they could have just made the game based on Noe alone? They could, but the way that the story is intertwined, it's great. Like, I mean, when you first play the game, you play her, and listen, I was like, man, what am I gonna play as Yasuke? But you got to play a certain story mode or to open that up, and it's story mode or to open that up. And I mean, like I played as her for maybe almost 10 hours. Like, I mean, I was enjoying her. I was just enjoying the playing the game. Like I was saying, like I've really had a lot of Tenchu vibes with it. Like, oh man, she's dope as hell. But then I was like, well, where's Yasuke? But you had to go follow the story. In this game, it's so massive. It doesn't seem like it's that massive until the more you play it. And then when you get further into it, and then you start playing Yasuke's storyline, and then you get into Yasuke's storyline, like they're intertwined. And then there's this little conflict between them both. They're both from different sides of the aisle, and then it changes up, and then you need both players to do stuff in this game. You can't just play one all the way through. You got to play them both. And I like that. I love the strategy with it. I wish that they did that with Odyssey or with Valhalla, where you could play with the female version of Eivor or the male version of Eivor, and especially with the brother and sister of Odyssey. Like I I really did like, I really wish that they did that, but it was really smart for them to do it with this game because, there would probably be some people that didn't want to play with Yasuke, or there may have been people that didn't want to play with her. So I don't know. I think it's really well balanced. And I thought that, like, at first I was kind of like, what? But then it made sense once everything started to come together. And so, yeah. But anyway, it's, like I said, Shadows is a really good game. It's not bad at all. It's a big game, so there's a lot more stuff I need to do, and I'm doing so. My whole thing is like I'm a maniac, so I just go in and a lot more stuff I need to do, and I'm doing so. My whole thing is like I'm a maniac, so I just go in and I want to open up the whole world map, and I'm just about there. I almost got everything open in the shadow. It's really like the atmosphere is very dense and kind of weird to where it doesn't open up certain spots, so you gotta go through some woods or something like that. And I think if you're just going through the story mode and just playing to where you follow the roads a certain way, and it has so many options in there to where you don't even have to do the crazy stuff that I do. I always play the mode where I'm the exploration mode. You don't have to play the exploration mode. You can play the Pathfinder mode, and it could just take you where you need to be. It's simplistic on that way. I like the exploration mode. I've done that with every one of these open world Assassin's Creeds. I think that's why I like it the most, because it reminds me of The Witcher, of The Witcher 3. And I love that. I really do. I love just going places and experimenting things and just finding and running on the stuff. And yeah, I love that stuff. So anyway, that's just me. But so yeah, I really enjoy. I'm really enjoying the game. I got 150 hours in it already, so so obviously I have to like it. But anyway, back to that. My last point on the whole Stellar Blade thing. Listen, I hope it comes to Xbox. It's doing phenomenal on PC. It did solid on PlayStation. So I mean, listen, I mean it looks like it's going to be a good solid franchise for years to come. Kudos to them. So yeah, I see it becoming a multi-plat. This is where the future of gaming is. I know that there's people that still want these exclusives. I just think it is almost at the end, Jack. I think I don't even say I think, I know. They're timed exclusives, yes. Would you still have, a big time PlayStation game maybe taking 2 years to come to PC? Maybe. I don't think it's going to be that long anymore. I think it's going to be where it's 6 months to a year max. And I think it goes off of the importance of the game. Like, but I do see, and we're also already starting to see it where there are PlayStation games that's going day one on PC. And then eventually you'll start seeing more games go on Nintendo, and you'll start seeing more games come on Xbox. It's just the nature of the beast, man. You don't want to, these companies cannot afford to leave money on the table. I don't care about hearing about, no, but PlayStation sold 80 million, 5 billion consoles. It don't matter. It's not, they're still losing money if they don't get, if they're looking at Xbox right now. And I know that there's Xbox gamers that's still upset about it. Man, look, it's been 2 years now. Get over it. That's me. Just get over it. It's over with the whole exclusive talk. Game Pass, Play Anywhere, Xbox console features are the exclusives. The games, look, PlayStation is looking and seeing Xbox games taking over their top 10. Xbox games, not PlayStation games, Xbox games. And I can't wait to see what is going to happen. Like I said, I don't care about the sales of consoles and things like that. But one thing I do am interested in seeing, will we see games that come when PlayStation drops their, like let's say Death Stranding 2, and if there's an Xbox game that's right there along with it, and Xbox, I want to see what happens with that. Are the gamers going to go in and get that PlayStation game, that PlayStation exclusive, more so than that Xbox game, especially if it's an Xbox banger? That's the stuff. That's the interesting stuff. Because if that's the case, if that's what, and Xbox is over here being very aggressive, they're seeing like, oh man, look at this. We're making money hand over fist. And if they're starting to take over certain games that PlayStation is dropping that are that especially if they with their exclusive with their deals with these certain companies, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That's gonna be it's gonna be very interesting. I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see. I mean, I expect Death Stranding 2 to do a lot better than what it did at launch when it first dropped, because there's a bigger fan base for it now. But I mean, Death Stranding 2 is not going to be an exclusive. It's going to be a timed exclusive. It's not going to be a full-time exclusive. It's already been on Xbox. Kojima's not going to waste no money either. So, and so Fahim said, because there's nothing being made right now. Well, whose fault is that, Fahim? PlayStation needs to be bringing these games out, brother. It goes back to the question that I was asking. I understand. Well, going back to what you're talking about with Eivor, I know Eivor was one person, but I would have preferred now after playing this situation, Eivor as being, you playing as Eivor as a man, because I played as both. I played Eivor more as a woman in the regular story mode. And then when the DLCs, I played all of Eivor as a man. I'm like, if they did the whole brother sister thing, that would have been dope. I really would have enjoyed it that way. Like, I like this, because it gives more variety into the game. So I knew that Eivor was still the same person, but still. Anyway, Chili said I was angry with Xbox going third party, but they compensated by making Game Pass way better. What's going on with you, Michael Turner? They're not third party. That's the thing. That's the thing. Like, these labels are very weird. You can't call them a third party. They're not Sega. They're coming out with a new console. That's the next thing I'm going to get ready to talk about here. It's like, you cannot call them third party when they're still making hardware. They're just doing something completely different. They're shaking the game as much as Xbox has always done this. Microsoft has always done this. So it's one thing to me is where it's like, why keep saying these weird narratives that don't make sense, that aren't true? Now, the day that Xbox stops making consoles and then have all their games, then yeah, they're third party. Yeah, absolutely. They're Sega. They're Capcom. Of course, they're EA. They're Ubisoft. But they're not a third party. They're just sending their games out to other entities while they're still making a console. So again, it was like I said beforehand. We're going to still hear these weird PlayStation stands still say that Xbox is dead for another decade. I mean, we've been hearing it for the last 20 years. For 20 years, people, Xbox is supposed to have been dead on arrival, right? Xbox is supposed to have been done. It's supposed to be some kind of rejoice moment for the PlayStation stand to believe that the Xbox is no more. It's gone. It's finito. And what Sarah Bond do? Announce a new Xbox drop on top of another handheld. What I don't understand it. Why still make why use the same silly ass narrative that the stands do when they're always wrong? They are the only thing that they're ever right about is the sale of the PlayStation. That's it. And PlayStation is only popular by name alone. I mean, honestly, if you would put honestly, and you know this, everybody that's listening know this, and people they'll comment later and things of that nature. You all know this. If the if there was a console that dropped the content, it was just call it the Commodore 2001 or 2021, and it dropped the content that PlayStation 5 content has been. We're not going to sit here and nobody's going to sugarcoat and everybody's going to expect that we might not see another Commodore console again. I mean, let's just be real. This has been an abysmal. I've been a PlayStation owner from day one. I have been buying PlayStation games and supporting PlayStation for years, for 30 years. 30 years. And I ain't never seen it this dismal. Never. Even when it was light with the PlayStation 4 in the beginning of a generation, it still offered something. It still offers some Until Dawn. You had the infamous Second Son. You had, you know what I'm saying, Ratchet and Clank. I mean, not Ratchet and Clank. Oh my goodness. Knack. Knack was fun. You had the little oh my goodness, the twin shooter. I can't think of. I got it. I got it on PlayStation and I got it on PC. I can't think of it right now. Really dope. It was the first game before from the studio that made Returnal. So people X Machina X or whatever. Dope game. They had cool games. They just weren't their big blockbusters. Hell no, Fahim. You can't lie to us. You can't see. You can't even spell it right. You said they make great games. No, I'm not saying the PlayStation don't make great games. I'm just saying. I'm just being. I mean, listen. I mean, this is the one thing. Like, and to my apologies to my PlayStation to my PlayStation brethren out there. I know that I may come off as that I hate PlayStation. I don't hate PlayStation. I never have, never will. But the thing of it is that I'm going to hear on this channel is tell you the truth. And so, you know, there'll be some idiot that'll say, "Oh, you don't give Xbox smoke." I give Xbox all types of smoke when I'm upset with what Xbox does. I just did it just last week. But I'm going to be honest with the PlayStation community. I just am. As a buyer of PlayStation games, a supporter of PlayStation consoles, until, like, I'm done with them now. I'm not ever buying another PlayStation console. I'm through with them. I'm through. I'm done. Now, I still remain and hold on to the PlayStation consoles I have. You know, play the classics. But I'm through with them. I'm through buying their console. They've done enough to make me say, pinochle, I'm done. I'm through with them. I'm through. So, but my reality is, like, I got homeboys that nothing but PlayStation for life. And they're disappointed. And they only buy certain games. They're like, man, bro, hey man, you gotta tell me when the new something coming out. When, you know what I'm saying? Like, I said, man, the new that Ghost, could you play that Ghost game? Oh yeah, that was cool. But I'm talking about, like, you know what I'm saying? I need another Uncharted. I need something. Ain't none of that. That ain't coming. No time soon. There's supposed to be a God of War, and it got hype. And I said, man, but it's supposed to be a 2D game, like, you know, side scroller. And they said, bro, what? Like, I'm trying to talk up Sony. I'm trying to talk up PlayStation. I say something about that Death Stranding, like, I ain't playing that weird shit, bro. Like, I ain't playing that. I'm like, bro, I said, but man, you know, y'all, you know, he's like, no, I ain't playing that weird shit. So I you know,
don't be a pony bot.
No, I absolutely not. But I'm when I'm talking to my homies, like, you know, when they sit there, you know what I'm saying? Because I got homies that's all Xbox. I got homies that's all PlayStation. And I try to accommodate both because I try to be fair with it. Even though I'm an Xbox guy and I will give PlayStation more smoke, but because the gaming media and other people won't. But the reality of it is, and Fahim know this, like, every PlayStation gamer know this, bro. Like, that's the thing that they see. These content creators will tell you, these PlayStation content creators will tell you all types of bullshit. Like, bro, I'm keeping this shit real. You know that Death Stranding is not going to do like a God of War. It never will. Some people are looking at that like, man, what the hell? Like I showed the trailer to one of my homies, right? I was talking to him, and then I sit there and I said, man, that shit look good. He said, man, that shit weird. That shit weird, cuz. He said, man, what that dude with all that Kiss makeup on with a keyboard, bro? Like, he looked like somebody, like an 80s band dude. I'm like, bro, stop it. I'm trying to talk up. For Death Stranding 2. I'm trying to. He like, bro, man, come on, man. Like, I'm trying. Now, Ghosts of Your Tie. Did I say it right, Viper?
No, it's Yotai.
Yotai. Okay, Yote. All right, that's why I'm glad you're here now. So, Ghosts of Yote. They look at that and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's cool. That's cool. When they're coming out?" I said they're coming out at the like September, October, something like that. All right, cool.
It's coming out on my birthday.
When's your birthday?
October 2nd.
Oh, damn! Your birthday is the day before my see, my wife gonna kick my ass. Her birthday is in November, November 3rd. Okay, October. Okay, stop it. Anyway, so yeah, no, I'm just like, hey, I'm trying, and then so like when I'm showing now, Phantom Zero, they look like that looks tough. But then they're over here like, hey man, is that one of them stupid games like Dark Souls? And I'm like, bro, I don't know. It doesn't seem like that. I don't know. And then they already turned off. And then next thing you know, we talking about NBA 2K. Bro, I mean, we talking about Call of Duty. And listen, it is what it is. This is why I'm saying, like, disappointing. It's not good. It's not good. This generation has been poor, very poor. I'm telling you this, not only from my perspective as a gamer who plays PlayStation games, who's contributed to the PlayStation community. I'm talking
so you were the savior for PlayStation. You helped save them.
No, I ain't help say nothing. I'm just be fair about it. But I mean, when you sit there and got diehard PlayStation dudes that sit there and buy PlayStation and love PlayStation, man, I had one of the homies, man, he sit there and said, man, I said because I haven't told him yet about it, but I was talking about like the new Xbox. And he said, so a new PlayStation? I said, yeah, a new PlayStation is gonna come. Man, shit, I might hold off. I said, why would you? I said, man, come on, man, you've been buying PlayStation every day one. Day one. He's like, nah, man. He said, you see that PlayStation Pro? I told people this. I said, man, he said, man, I'll wait till that shit go on sale. I said, man, I don't know if shit ever gonna go on sale on PlayStation. I have no idea. I said, the new console is gonna be expensive. I know that. I said, I'm gonna get the Xbox, but, I know that's gonna be expensive. But, listen, man, I'm telling you.
Some things are worth the battle.
Bro, hey, I'm just saying. He said, just did a TikTok on this exact subject. Husky, I'm talking, bro, fam, when you talking to PlayStation gamers out there that's not on this social media bullshit, bro, they ain't on this level with what PlayStation doing. They are more locked in on playing their Maddens, NBA 2Ks, their soccers, their baseballs.
Their Minecraft.
The GTAs.
The GTAs. Man, they're all hyped on the third-party stuff. Like they're not.
Forza Horizon.
Yep. I mean, one of the homies did sit there and say, "Man, I'm finna pick up that Horizon." He said that looked cool. I said, "Yeah, it's dope." I said, "It's a great racer," but he ain't picked it up yet. So and I, I mean, it is what it is. But I'm just being real with y'all. Y'all know it. Fahim, you know it. That's why you said true that. Phantom Blade Zero looks fire. I can't wait to play it. I'm excited for, and see, there's another game too, and I'm gonna let y'all talk. I'm sorry. I just sit there and was saying, Lost Soul aside, I'm very hyped for that game. Nobody ain't buying that. Nobody on PlayStation buying it like that, bro. They're just not. It's coming out in a time where there is nothing but pure heat. What do you think people are gonna buy? Lost Soul aside, or what's the game? Metal Gear, the Metal Gear remake. Man, come on now, stop it! Like, and there's tons of other games in between there. I don't know what was you gonna say, Viper?
What I was trying to say was that you don't need to explain anything to Fahim or any of these other PlayStation fanboys because
it's conversation, brother. It's conversation.
No,
I like conversation with the people.
Don't go on.
No, I'm not going for them. But I'm just saying, fanboys in general, you cannot talk. You can't reason with them because they will not listen to reason. It's like they got their own mindset. They're stuck in their ways, and they don't want to hear the truth. Remember, the truth will set you free. But if
You
you
know,
don't want to
Fahim has
hear
an
the truth,
Xbox also, right?
I don't know about that. I don't care about that. I mean, the fact is,
Wow.
you look at somebody who just wants to champion a specific company and don't want to listen to the facts of the matter. You know, you just cannot reason with them at all. So I've learned that I'm just going to do what I got to do. I know that Microsoft is moving in a direction at first I didn't like, but now I see the direction that they're moving in, and it's actually all inclusive of everyone. So the fact that yes, I play on PC, but what is Microsoft doing? They're opening up everything for every store. Okay, and in addition to that, they're also pushing their own Xbox community over to PC. So we're basically, I mean, if you're a PC gamer, then all of this is just going to be fine for you because you get to play everything. You got the Sony games on Steam, you've got games on GOG, you've got games on Windows Store, you've got games on Epic Game Store. What is a problem? And also you can emulate too. So, you know, I don't see what the issue is with so many people that just want to stick to one box just because of the damn name. Learn how to expand your horizons and, you know, enjoy everything. If everybody gets to play, we all win. So locking your stuff over to one platform or to one box, that's being stupid. And you're losing money that way. So if any Sony fanboys out there want to talk about the sales of the damn console or sales of a specific game, or I got this exclusive, you guys aren't buying the games. You're not enough. Sony has already said you are not enough. And that's the reason why they went over to PC, because they need to get more money. You ain't paying the bills, and they don't really need you anymore.
Oh my God! Don't say that. They need them.
No, that is no, it's the truth. They
No,
don't need them anymore.
they need them for sales for the PlayStation console.
Right, they need them for that. But are they selling any games on the PlayStation? Hell no.
I mean,
Yeah, I
the
don't
third
care.
party,
I'm
and I mean
like,
the usual
let
suspects.
people
Yeah.
play where they want to play, man. Let people play. If they want to play over there, let them play
And,
over there.
and that's what I say. I say let people play where they want to play. And isn't that what Microsoft says? Let people play where they want to play. We're not going
But
to
that
let
don't
you
mean
stay.
but that don't mean you're ever gonna convince people to go with that scheme. If they want to
And that's
stay
what I'm saying.
if they
That's what
want to
I'm
stay
saying.
on one box, one ecosystem, let them stay there. I'm
Yes,
not gonna
I
argue
will.
with that's what they want, dude. If they want
That
to
is
just
what
stay
I'm
on
saying.
Switch, let them stay on Switch. That's what they want to do. You know, if they want to come in the Xbox ecosystem, then that's what they want to do. If they want to stay on PC, let them do what they want to do. Or go to PC, let them do what they want to do, man. That's what gaming is all about. Making choices for yourself as an
Oh,
individual.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And I'm not knocking
That ain't the way.
anybody.
I love you, man, but that ain't the way you were sounding.
No, you probably weren't listening enough.
Oh, I
But
was listening
I'm
to the
saying,
whole rant. I always hear that rant from you, my friend. You know that
it,
already.
like I said before, the fact is, if you want to stay closed off and closed minded towards whatever you want to play, then that's on you.
But it might
That's
not
on
be
you.
closed minded to them, though.
I
You
see
know
it
what
as
I'm
closed
saying?
minded because if you can't play your games everywhere, if you cannot play different types of games from different companies, then you're only closed off to that
No,
one box. And
you've always had that attitude. You've had that for years, my friend. That's
I
just
know
been
I've
you.
Yeah.
had that,
Well, I mean,
but that's
go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that. Listen, I mean, it was an adjustment that a lot of us don't like, And
yeah, we didn't like it at
no,
first.
no. I will not sit here and lie and say that I liked it. When I first heard the strategy, I'm like, what the hell are you doing? Like, I mean, I hit up Phil and was like, what? I mean, I told him, I said, I don't like this, but obviously there's something that you guys see that I don't. And therefore, you know what I'm saying, you do what you do. I mean, I'm not going nowhere. I'm just saying, like, I said, and like, again, I'm not going to sit here and cuss you out or call you out your name because of a strategy that maybe Phil was forced into because of, you know what I'm saying, because of the ABK deal or whatever. Who knows? I mean, obviously it sounds like that's the case, but the
money, people.
Yeah, it was Amy Hood and them. So regardless of, you know what I'm saying, Sadia, but the whole thing about it, and then also, Sarah Bond, she's looking at the situations like, look, you know how we can make a whole bunch of money? It's this way, that, and the third. People are not going to like it at first, but this is the thing. It's no different than when PlayStation first started putting their games on PC. Or, you know, like you seen how there was this outcry, they were upset, they were pissed off, and they're still out there loving PlayStation. Xbox gamers have to do the same damn thing. Really, if you think about it from a logical perspective, Xbox is finally dictating gaming again.
And changing the rules, right?
Changing the rules. They did it with the 360. And then, you know, Xbox One, they got greedy and dumb with that. We already talked about that. But Xbox is back to dictating what they want to do, and the gaming community is going to have to do this. Now, Nintendo don't have to, but you know what? I have seen. This is the most that I've seen a lot of slander from Nintendo. It's not saying that Nintendo is not going to cook and not going to sell well. Their fan base is loyal as hell.
It's Nintendo.
Nintendo is Nintendo. But PlayStation gamers is nowhere near as loyal as Nintendo fans. It's just that simple. And if Xbox... go ahead.
I'm gonna push back a little bit on what you said about Microsoft dictating that they didn't dictate in Xbox One. Oh, they totally did dictate the market in Xbox One. Now, I'll tell you the reason why. Because everything that they wanted to do for the Xbox One, yes, there was backlash at first, but where did people go to finally at the end? The exact same thing that they want on Xbox One. People are now moving to that landscape that Microsoft dictated with the Xbox One, because Sony is doing it right now. Nintendo is doing it right now. Everybody is following Microsoft. They may be third. They may be third.
They have been, yeah.
Yeah, there may be third in the console sales. Okay, but in terms of innovation, in terms of I would say now revenue, and in terms of dictating how technology should go, Microsoft has always been number one in that aspect. So who was the first company to provide standard as a network LAN cable?
Xbox.
PC.
It was no.
Nope.
It was Xbox.
Yeah.
They were the first company to make it standard to have a network cable on their system.
Nah,
or network port.
Broadband. You had to have broadband. I had broadband, so I was able to do it.
It was broadband, yes. And then who made it mandatory to have a hard disk drive on their system?
PC.
No,
that was PlayStation.
Console. No, it wasn't.
Was
it Nintendo?
No, it was Xbox again.
No.
Actually, it was Dreamcast. It was Dreamcast.
Mandatory to have storage built in to the console, a hard disk drive built into the console.
Yeah.
It was the Xbox.
Yeah, no, it was Xbox. It was Xbox.
Now, who was the
And then
person?
I thought you
Sony
was talking
tried to
about
do
what was
one.
forced to have a disc, because I was like,
Yeah.
because Nintendo did that with the GameCube, and that's why it didn't sell well, is because they were forcing gamers to buy those little discs.
Cartridge.
Yeah, those little and cartridges too, but they had those little discs with the GameCube, and they were expensive as hell. And so anyway, but yeah, go ahead. I thought that's what you were saying, but you were talking about the hard. You were talking about hard drive
Sony
space.
tried to do that. Sony tried to do that too, but you could only do that with their. I think it was it Fantasy
Final
Star?
Fantasy
It was
11.
Final Fantasy 11. That was the only one that worked with a drive to record,
And
and
the
you had to
modem.
have the network card and the modem. That was the only one that had the hard drive.
Yep.
You couldn't use it with any other game. Big mistake.
But
Sony.
basically, Microsoft was always the company to say, "Oh, we're making it mandatory for all of this stuff to be in place, so that way you have a full gaming experience." It was with the original Xbox that they said, "Oh, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. The online stuff, you're gonna do it like this. You're gonna do it like this." And even with the 360, when they had put in achievements, who followed right after? Sony with the trophies.
Yeah, no, and same with Nintendo. I mean, like this, I get what you're saying on that end, but it's like I said, it's Xbox now dictating the market yet again. And the only and the only comeback that you can get, they're third place in console sales. They got to give up their games to that. That's irrelevant. The fact of it is that Xbox is made moves to where PlayStation has seen that they're leaving money on the table by not putting their games elsewhere. And slowly but surely, they are doing it. It went from, it took 5 years for you to get God of War 2018 or Horizon Zero Dawn. Now it's gone to a year to now 6 months to now day one. So it's, you know what I'm saying? So that's the thing to me is where... and PlayStation is knowing where they thought that they could go ahead and cook with these online games, these online only games, and then as Sir X-Man alluded to a million times, they don't know how to do it. And so, and now here they are. Now they try to pivot back to doing what they're doing, but they can't pivot back to being exclusive only, because if they do that, then they're going to be losing money, because what you're going to do is you're going to piss off a fan base that have started buying your games, like the PC community, and then you take it away. And if you start trying to be cute and say, well, we'll put these games back on here, the PC community is saying, no, we'll just go ahead and just get your shit on, we'll just burn it for free. So it's like, they're stuck now. They can never go back. It's just like with Xbox. Like if these people got these hopes and dreams of Xbox going back exclusive, no, that's over with, Jack. They've opened Pandora's box. That's over with, and that's done. But I can't accept when somebody's telling me that, they went third party when there's just now announced that they got a new console coming out. Like, stop it. They're not third party. They're just spreading the wealth, and it's benefiting them, and it's benefiting us. And like I said before, yeah, go ahead.
You know what? It's funny. I think why people complain so much on the other side, and I'm sorry, they're scared of what Xbox is doing. They are scared.
I can believe that.
They don't like the future.
I'll agree with that too.
I'll agree with that.
That's the biggest problem.
Yeah.
And it's like, and they know this right now, and they see the numbers. They know how much Xbox is making right now.
Yeah.
And they are scared, still scared, that that's gonna like put their PlayStation out of business, because they know deep down inside, Sony doesn't have the ability to innovate that quickly. That's
so. Wait.
Well, I don't think that it's about out of business now. Let me say this right fast, Sniper. Well, no.
The fear of it.
Yeah, well, I don't even think it's the fear. I don't think it's the fear of it. I think. Okay, well, yeah. See, I don't think it's the fear of it. I think it's so much of the fact that they know that there is a fear, but it's a fear that they're going to follow what Xbox is doing, because they know that Sony wants that money just as much as Xbox want that money. These corporations want that money. That's the fear, because what's more hilarious than hearing than seeing a PlayStation game on Xbox, and because that's their little talking point now. But if we start seeing more and more, like if we see a Helldivers 2 on Xbox, bro, like
which you will.
Which most likely we probably will. Like if we see that,
Can I say a fact
go
you
ahead.
guys can agree with?
Yeah,
We have so many games, we don't need your games anymore.
That is true.
We
that is
really
absolutely true. Absolutely true. That is a
don't.
fact.
And if we
Let
really
me
play your game, we just go to PC. We don't need it. Y'all need us.
Exactly.
I,
Exactly.
I
Let
agree
me
because
read this.
going.
Let me read
Go
this from
ahead. Yeah.
Husky. And I'm seeing Fahim and I'm seeing Michael Turner and other people. I'm sorry. I was sitting here. We're going to let me read this from Husky right fast.
So he said that's dumb logic from me.
Well,
What?
no. I see Hollis White. What's going on with you, Holla? I think it's what he said. Hollis White? Is that Hollis White? I'm sitting there. Maybe I need my glasses. Is it Hollis or Holla? I don't know. I think it's Hollis White. But anyway, thank you for coming through, brother. He says just started watching. Token is exclusive. Token is exclusive. Why wouldn't they make MK exclusive? Token is not exclusive. It's on PC. Like this is a console exclusive, but it's on PC, and I guarantee you that game will be coming on everything at some point. That game will not be locked down just on PlayStation. It's going to be a timed exclusive. That game is going to be day one on PC. So that's another thing that you have to look at it too. Now, is that a great grab for PlayStation to lock it down for however long it's going to be locked down? Absolutely. But it's not going to remain like that, especially if it hits, especially if it don't hit. If it doesn't sell like it's supposed to, which it should, it's definitely going to be on everything going forward. I just don't. I think that even Disney is going to be making a change. But let me read this from go back to what Husky was saying. He said say what you want about Game Pass not being sustainable. With them putting their software everywhere, they're bringing in the money. No, bro. There was one moment that they said that it wasn't sustainable. When Xbox was when Game Pass was at 18 million, then when it was at 23 million, they're like, oh man, they can't get there. Then it got to 28 million or whatever. Oh, they got to get to 100 million. Or then it come to realization if it hits 50 million, then Xbox is cooking. Well, now they're it's just like what I said before. They're not giving you the actual true numbers. They're telling you the numbers that they had. So just in case if they go down, they still can say, oh yeah, we still have 35 million. If you go, they're over 35
They're way
million.
over 35 million.
I think they're around 38 million. 38
No,
close to
no,
40.
I think
they're close to 40.
I think the Xbox is closer to 50.
No.
I think so too.
Hell no. I don't think
When you
they're
include PC, you gotta have Game Pass. No, K-Mega. When you gotta have Game Pass for the PC Game Pass, so that's money coming in.
Yep.
The people that got the portable stick, the stick from Amazon, they gotta have Game Pass to play. You know what I'm saying? The people that play on their phones with it, you gotta have Game Pass to play. So that's got to be more than 50 million people. Dude.
I do not think that they have 50 million yet. I think that they're close to 40 or maybe at 40. But they're not. They're closer to 50 than they are away from 50 from my opinion. I'll agree with you with that. But I mean,
hey, Megan, you're thinking console. You're thinking console. Let me finish. You're thinking in the concept of console instead of subscription. And said Microsoft wants you to have your subscriptions everywhere. That's including PC, home, even the handheld that's coming out. You got to have Game Pass for it to work right. No matter how you slice it, that's more than what's on the console. So if you really think about those subscriptions, it's more than 35. It's got to be around 50 or 60 or something like that. That's just for the subscription. You don't have to have a console to play Game Pass. You got these TVs with Game Pass built in that people are scooping up. That's more subscribers. You see what I'm saying? If you add it all up, that's a lot of people, dude.
No, I mean just having 30 million of anything is a lot of people. Like that's the thing. Like I mean, it's like what we're close
They're
to
not
what
repaying.
40
Still not.
close to 40 million Xbox consoles sold. You know what I'm saying? Now it's 30 some million. So again, I mean that is a lot of people owning one product. And I know the PlayStation, well, there's 70. Yes, I'm nobody's discounting that. But there's always this mindset of trying to make a point of saying, well, yeah, that's cool, but it's not enough. Man, all you got to do is when they were making when they had 23 million, when they had 18 million Game Pass subscribers, they were making over $2 billion or somewhere around there. They were making a billion plus. So you got 35 million Game Pass subscribers. And like I said, it's definitely more. They just give it. They're just making sure that they're not trying to
They don't tell nobody.
Can I give you some answers right now?
Sure, go ahead.
So when you look up what the monthly active users are right now, I mean, at the end of June, they're going to give you some new numbers. But as of June 2024, it is 500 million that they have for monthly active users.
Yep.
Now, in terms of the consoles, like I was saying, I said that was around 50 million for the consoles.
Yeah.
They've got 500 monthly active users as of June 2024. Now, at the end of this month, that's when they'll probably give us new updated numbers for their monthly active users. Don't forget, you still got the Game Pass people that's in there. They have
the regular silver one, but you got regular silver people too. Regular gold people.
No, there's none of that anymore. There's none of that anymore.
Gold is the low tier.
Listen, it's all Game Pass now. It doesn't matter if it's gold, silver, whatever the hell it is. It is Game Pass, period.
Yeah, it's the core.
It's core, standard, and ultimate.
Yeah, that's what they call it
now. It's just Game Pass, period. They've got over 500 million monthly active users.
They pay every month pay the yearly $79. It still counts.
Exactly. So no, it's actually depending on which one.
No, if you buy the core, it's $79 a year.
Right. I'm over $200. So the thing is that you've got over 500 million, probably a little bit more than that. They're getting close to that 2 billion that they want to that they had as a goal. So they're going to get to those 2 billion people. All right.
That's a big achievement. I'm not going that far with it, but I mean,
but that's what they wanted.
That's what they wanted. That's what they want.
And if this next console is exactly the way that they want it to be, where you have multiple stores, you are going to get to that 2 billion, probably even 3 billion. Because how many is on the PC right now? 1.5 billion people on PC.
Yes.
But then you add the people on the Xbox, you add the people on PlayStation, you're gonna get there.
Right. Well, okay. So let me read a couple of these comments. Say DJ Berto Das. He said GRG reunited. The only missing is Dark. Never mind, Dark don't count. He's a pony. Stop it.
Pony up.
Man, stop it. But Richuli said something that's really important here, and this is the thing that people aren't comprehending. And then I want to make another point to Hollis. Really do appreciate you coming through, Hollis White. We was talking about Token. There is a game right now that just dropped the other day on Xbox. Matter of fact, there's two that's going to be exclusive on Xbox. I know they're both going to most likely be timed exclusives, but they're exclusive right now on Xbox and PC. One is the Space Marines remaster.
Warhammer.
Warhammer, yeah. And then the other one is Mecha Break. So
I told you about that. It's free.
Yeah, it's free. Well, it's on. Yeah, it's going on Game Pass. Yeah. So and again, no,
it's not on Game Pass. It's not on Mecha Break's not on Game Pass.
I thought it would be. I thought that was going to be on Game Pass.
No,
let me check.
Yeah, go check it. Go check it.
I was so happy when I saw it was a free to play. It's a free to play game, but you're gonna have install things. You know
transactions. Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah. But Warhammer is on Game Pass. So So to me it's that like, listen, but those both are going to be timed exclusive. They're both eventually going to be dropping on PlayStation. I mean, it was just no different than Power World. Power World stayed stayed exclusive for Xbox for what, a year and a half. So it's like, yeah. So I mean, these games, it's no different. Like when you hearing the rumors about Stellar Blade going to Nintendo, I do see that Stellar Blade is going to be coming to Xbox at some point. Like it's just happening.
Stellar Blade going to Nintendo.
That's the rumor. Yep, that's a rumor that's in the development. So, hey, I'm just going off. I'm just reading what. Matter of fact, let me go to.
Because we all know how Nintendo likes to not do all of these kind of
hey, listen,
sexy things. You know, I mean, yeah, they may have Bayonetta,
it's out there in the wild. It's a rumor, but it's like was the first thing that I talked about. But it's in game. It's in the gaming. It's coming from the gaming media. Like Wario talked about it. It's coming from gaming media. It's not coming from just some niche somebody. It's coming from.
Well, I'll tell you this: Nintendo's gonna say you better put some damn clothes on her. That's what they gonna say.
Now there are some games that Nintendo has that. I mean, look, Nintendo had those gal gun games. And those games are not.
Nintendo's not afraid. Nintendo's not afraid to go to the slightly
they'll go provocative. They'll be provocative. They got provocative games.
Most of the provocative games are only for Japan because we know that the Japanese are kind of freaky that way. I'm just saying.
Gal Gun was available. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Even in U.S. market, like I mean, when I was going through the store and I'm looking at games and stuff like that, and I said, "Oh shit, Gal Gun's in here." I was like, "That's wild." So and there's other games that's a little provocative. That's in that the Switch had. So listen. It is what it is. I mean, so anyway, let me read some more. Richili brought up a really good point while saying, like, listen, not everybody's playing Game Pass for what's that? The new game that just came from Remedy. It's called Fire or something. But I've seen it, but I'm trying to go back to look for what.
Not Fire Spray. No, damn.
Fire Emblem.
No.
FPC or FCP or something like that.
It's a shooter, but it's from Remedy or whatever. But yeah, he's right. Like Game Pass has so many games now that it's like it is really the Netflix of gaming. And let's not also and Viper, you could be onto something. I don't think those numbers are there yet, but I have been wrong before. But also the one thing too that you didn't mention is the TVs, the new televisions that's coming out. Because
I said all that when I was explaining it. Yeah, I said all the devices that are out there, dude.
Well, you said devices. I'm saying, but you're saying all devices.
I said the TV too. I said the TV too.
Jesus.
Okay. All right.
See, anyway. Like I said, K-Mega, I wasn't trying to diss you or nothing, but you still think of people on console with Game Pass. Way beyond that.
I understand that, but I'm just saying, I think honestly, deep down, that Xbox is not there yet. I think they're close. I think they're close to the 50. They will hit that 50. I mean, me and Still Rain, when Still Rain was a part of GRG, we had this discussion, and I said they'll hit it. I'm like, there's no question in my mind. And listen, the more that they keep bringing these Call of Duties, the more that they keep bringing these contents. Like when you bring out a game like Oblivion, that's good. That's drawing. When you bring Elder Scrolls, that's definitely going to get people to say, you know what? Especially with these $80 price tags, it is the ultimate bargain, because not only you can play Elder Scrolls, but you can play whatever else that's in Xbox's library. So I mean, on top of third-party content and things of the nature, man. And then you also got the play anywhere aspect of it. Yeah, no, it's going to cook. It's going to get there. It's just that it is.
You know how many people have just PC Game Pass for $10.99?
Firebreak.
A lot of people, dude. A lot of people.
No, you're right. Like those numbers just went up. I did see that.
And that adds to the user. And as many people more people have PCs than consoles.
Right.
So you're giving them a deal to play the newer games they want?
Right.
Come on, man.
I know, no, you're right.
That's beyond by itself. That's beyond 50 million by
Well,
itself with all those PCs out there.
I hope I'm wrong on that. I just don't think that it's there yet. But listen, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I will be the first one to say, look, I'll take the L on it because that'll be a good worthy
I
L.
don't know about you. Sometimes you're a little suspicious.
I'm a little suspicious. You stupid.
Yeah. He's
See, even
suspiciously delicious.
Oh hell no!
I
Stop
would
it.
never say that.
Oh, anyway, let's talk about the new Xbox, gentlemen.
Yeah, they
Let's talk about that new Xbox. So it's been confirmed now.
Mhm.
All right, so just read a couple of things in here. So okay, so like, cause I'm not all the gadgets and things in there now. The whole AI technology and stuff like that in it is very very appealing. But when it's talking about the like it's going to be connected to the handheld, and then the whole Steam aspect of it, to where you like you said have different stores like GOG, Steam, maybe Epic, whatever the case may be. I mean, it's going to be that's going to be nuts for all that other stuff. But what do you think? Because I want to go on a deep dive on this. But what do you guys think about the Xbox existing library? I know that there's been the rumors of Xbox going wanting to bring back people, brought back people to start working on backwards compatibility.
The software for it. Yes.
Yeah, software for it. Is it there where they're going to finally open up everything to where all Xbox games will be available to be played on this new hardware, or do you think that it's still going to be limited? Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah. What do you think?
Okay. So I want you guys to remember there was a specific Sonic game that was ported over to PC recently, and it was only on the 360.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what they did was, whatever person that did this, he basically used AI to recompile this specific Sonic game, and now it is a PC port of this game. I forgot the specific Sonic game it was, but now it was recompiled with AI. So Microsoft is doing this partnership with AMD, and it is their new AMD AI chip. Okay, it's the same. The Zen 2 chip has AI on it as well. It's hardware-based AI, and so it's going to be able to do a lot of things. But if you actually think about it, they can start recompiling a lot of these old games that were on the original Xbox, the 360, well, I wouldn't say Xbox One because they already got Xbox One ports on PC. But basically, they can start recompiling them using AI, and then you'll be able to have the PC version of these older games. And the fact that the new Xbox that they announced is going to have AI built onto the chip, you will be able to bring your entire library. And don't forget, since they already have the AMD architecture on the Series S and X and the Xbox One, they can easily do backwards compatibility that way. Plus, they still have the emulators as well from the Series and the One. They can still use those same emulators to put it on the new Xbox. But in terms of the PC portion of it, if you want to play anywhere games, what they can do is now use AI, recompile the games, and now you've got your PC port, and you can play that version of the game on the PC or anywhere you want to play it.
So without paying double for that?
Without paying double.
Bro, yep. that would be okay. So okay, I just want to say this real quick. If they do that, I'm not tripping about the $80 price tag. I will concede and say, okay, but that's only if people like me who has a gaming PC and a console. I still feel for people that's on console, they shouldn't pay $80. Hell, they shouldn't pay $70 for a standard title. But for people like me and you and Sir X-Man, who has a gaming PC, and you're charging $80, and I get that without any having to pay double for every game that comes out, I'm not tripping anymore. I'll back off. I'll back off on that. Okay, go ahead.
And also the game it was called Unleashed Recompiled. It's the Sonic Unleashed for the 360 that they it's an unofficial PC port, but it was recompiled using AI. And that game is not backwards compatible on the Xbox at this time. Well, actually, no. I think, and let me take that back. I think Sonic Unleashed is backwards compatible on Xbox.
I think it
but
is
you don't have
compatible.
a PC. You don't have a PC port of it. Now you do.
If
with
I
the
have it
AI.
on my Xbox, why would I need it for PC?
No. Because here's the thing: what they're trying to do is everything that's in your library, you get to play it.
I know.
So if I have original Xbox games in my library or 360 games which never came out on PC, that's how the AI is. You're going to use the AI to recompile the game so it can be a PC port. So when you want to go over to the PC or you want to do anything on the go, then what you can do is you have a native version of that game that you can download. It'll be a PC version. May not be the Xbox version or the 360 version, but it will be the PC version.
But like you always say,
very interesting.
I'm just going to have a new Xbox where I can do everything on my Xbox. I don't have to be strictly PC. I'll be able to play it on my Xbox still.
Yeah.
You know, any games that I, that aren't PC, playable, I'll still have my Xbox where I can play it. I'm not worried about every game that Xbox has or comes out with going to PC because I still have an Xbox. So I'm fine with fine with that. It's not double dipping. It's just playing the game where it's in the ecosystem.
I still would like that option to where every game that I buy on Xbox would be available on PC.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Like, just in case, like, I like playing my single player games on my PC and still getting my achievements. But I also but I love to play my multiplayer on my Xbox, and I like to play certain other games. And just maybe just for comparison, I like to have that. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
That may be the thing that you won't get is probably the achievements, because original Xbox games didn't have achievements.
That's true.
So
no, OGs don't have achievements.
Yeah, it did.
And
those
that's
didn't
fine
have
for older games like that. I'm not tripping about that, but yeah.
But the 360 games, yes, you got your achievements. So if they recompile it, they can still transfer the achievements over. It's just the original Xbox games, you ain't gonna get it.
And I would be absolutely fine playing those. And like, okay, let's just say for those 360 games that you can't have those games as play anywhere because of just the architecture of how those games are recompiled on your PC. I am totally fine with that as long as I'm sitting here being able to play my games on, because those games are going to be enhanced on the new Xbox. So I'm cool with that.
Right.
I'm cool with that. But I'm talking about new games going forward. The play anywhere is just so damn good. It's so dope. I love it. Like it's so convenient. You know what I mean? So
well, when they originally came up with Play Anywhere back in, what was it, 2017, when the One X came out, I mean, a lot of people were kind of pissy about it, but then I realized back at that point, hold on, if I buy it digitally, obviously you got to buy it digitally, you can't buy it physical, but if you bought it digitally one place and then you get it at another place and not have to pay extra, I'm like, hell yeah,
that's
I'll
nice.
buy my shit digitally. And then here's the thing. You know what that did? It forced people to go digital. That's another thing Microsoft just did. They forced you to go digital by saying Play Anywhere. You get it digitally. You get it on the PC with no extra charge. So now they're innovating with that. Who else is going to follow suit?
Oh, I mean, the gaming community has followed suit. Like, I mean, that's the one thing too. I want to talk about that after this. We keep talking about this Xbox thing. Okay, let me read this to you guys so y'all can get y'all's. Okay, so this is a summary. It says Xbox want to port its games to every device, which means it owns devices must evolve meaningfully, which we were talking about. Xbox wants to offer the games and services to as many people as possible, which they're already starting at now. Xbox has multiple forms of hardware in development internally. Xbox is attempting to expand on a concept of the Series SX in offering players more than just one device or a way to play moving forward. Exactly how that will happen is unclear, though it doesn't seem to follow the exact path of a weaker versus stronger device this time. Rather, different form factors or potentially a more cell phone-like approach with faster revisions. Which that was been rumored about like 10 years ago when we were wondering what if the Series X was going to be that type of console. Very interesting. Anyway, and then this last point, Xbox is focused on keeping its entire first and third party library on Xbox Store games available directly on its new consoles and getting as much of it into the cloud as possible, desiring to bridge as many gaps as possible to adds to where you can play what you want, what you have bought or have access to via Game Pass. Y'all thought? You guys thoughts?
All I know is I'm getting the system. I don't care about all that. I'm getting the system.
Well, no, I'm getting the system too, but that's what I'm saying. But like,
I'm getting the system.
Well, no, I'm getting the new Xbox too.
What I said.
Yeah.
It's what I said earlier. Is that they're going to make sure that no matter what, everything that is backwards compatible at this moment, okay, on Xbox Series and Xbox One, everything that's backwards compatible, you have to recompile it so that you can go and, play it on the PC, because not every game had a PC port.
That's right. So that's what I'm saying. So like some of those games would not be on PC. Yeah.
Right. The only way to do it is recompile. That's the only way to do it.
Okay. This is what Phil said years ago. The minute they introduced backwards compatibility. From this day forward, we want you to play all the games that you've purchased that we can do, because he said it's a license issue sometimes.
Yeah.
But every game that we purchase, we want you to take it with you no matter what we do in the future. That's what he said.
Yep.
And that part, I think he meant that.
No, I mean, I think they did.
Even though they're not online anymore for the LG Xbox, a lot of games you can still play, like Crimson Skies and a lot of them. You could just put them in and play them.
Well, now, again, with that, Sir X-Man, if those games that were available to be played online, if they're available on the new hardware,
don't wear my lips.
They can.
Don't wear my lips with that thought, dude.
They
don't
can.
Do it. Don't wear my lips with that.
If they're restructuring the whole system to where they work, they can bring those games to. They can bring a lot of those games that had online back.
Man, first thing I load up is my original Forza Motorsport and my PGR 2. You and my Midnight Club Dub Edition. Don't do that to me, K-Mega.
I don't know if that's going to happen, because especially the ones that the licensing is gone, I don't know if they can put that back online though.
I think you can. You just can't buy those games again. If those games, that's those games. There's plenty. There's games that me and Yobi play that's been discontinued. I mean, Jump Force is one of those games. You can't buy Jump Force like that anymore unless you go to eBay or something like that. But if you own the game, you can still play online.
They got because
me and Yobi play Jump Force Sunday.
OG. Yeah, they got ways you can play the online games in the OG Xbox. But I don't know how to do all that. My Xbox for that. I ain't going through that. Now, if Microsoft do that, I ain't got to go through doing all that and just put the disc in again. It's on.
Well,
It's on.
well, even if they're like, you can put so like for certain games too, like I could do this with the Series. You could do that with the 360, and you could do that with the Series X. You can download that.
I'm looking at your gameplay right now, okay, Mega.
Yeah.
And I think you stuck on something.
Oh yeah.
My server still works.
I don't play Doom like that, so I'm trying to figure out what's going on, where am I going, stuff like that.
I know where it's at. I know where it's at. You gotta go back to that secret spot you just.
Well, I figured it out, but I was like, oh, okay, all right, yeah, like I don't play Doom like that, but I'm giving it a shot. So I was like, okay, so
you would think, K Mega,
yeah,
that as money strapped as Ubisoft is, they would have shut down some of those servers for the 360 game. No, every single one of those Ubisoft servers still work over there. Every one of those Microsoft servers still work, except for certain Halos, but they all still work. Even, we all know, even the Gears of Wars all still work on their console. So you can't tell me that they can't emulate some of those ones that were on the Xbox servers and turn them back on for people with the newer console. Dude, that would be so
well,
sick.
we know what Ubisoft game does not work anymore. The Crew.
The first one,
Oh, I don't worry about the damn Crew.
I mean, the second. The Crew Motorsport is really, really fun. I really enjoy playing that. It's good. It's good. It's good. So, I mean, listen, the potential is there. The one thing though that really threw me off here is what they were talking about beforehand when they were saying that, like, the different variations. So if Xbox is trying to go and try to move to like what a PC is, to where you have upgrades or a different version of an Xbox that comes out, like, I don't think it'll be as frequent as every 2 years or anything like that. I think it might be between like 3 to 5. Then you don't even have to make another Xbox anymore. You can just have new variations of that. And if people still want to stick with the old stuff, it's just like a PC until these certain games get to a point to where you have to get to that point to where you have to upgrade. If Xbox is going to that model, to what was talked about 8 years ago, to where you can just put stuff
like the cell phone route.
Yeah, like you just put different hardware, you replace different hardware and put in new hardware. You don't need another Xbox after that. You don't. You just all you just get is just upgrade the hardware when you're ready, like a PC. So listen, if Xbox is going to go that route, that's going to be fantastic. Now again, you got to look at it from a standpoint of the chipset and all this and that. Like, I don't know. We'll see. I know this damn thing is going to be expensive. How much you think this new Xbox is going to cost?
Probably about $1,000.
No, hell no, it ain't gonna cost that much. Well, see, I said that about that Rogue, and my blood pressure went up, and my blood pressure went up. So yeah, I don't.
You gotta think about some people and their taxes too. They still gotta pay taxes on it. And the higher you go with the price of something, the more the tax is going to be on it.
So, you know what I'm saying? All right.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it like this.
Okay.
What is the most expensive console on the market right now?
It's the PlayStation. The
PlayStation Pro.
Not anymore.
Yes, it is. It's off that sale. That sale's gone.
Yeah, you said console.
No. No, what the most expensive console right now is the 2 terabyte Xbox Series X. That's the most expensive console at $729. PlayStation is only at $700. So
I thought the PlayStation Pro is $800.
No, that's with the disc drive and the stand.
Yeah, that's $850.
Okay.
That would be $850 with the disc drive.
Okay.
Yeah. So the thing is, right now, Sony PlayStation Pro, the PlayStation 5 Pro, that is $700 right now. Xbox Series X 2 terabyte console is $729.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
which is
let's look at the
ridiculous.
base. Let's
But
look
who
at the
wants
base.
to? I don't need a 2 terabyte. I got cards.
Well,
I'm good.
I understand. But listen to this. You've got now, let's think about this. What are the base consoles at? You've got PlayStation 5, that's at 550. No, it's still 500 now for now, but it may go up to 550. Xbox Series X right now, that's at 600. Series S, that's at I think that's 429 or because it did go up from 350.
Yeah, it went up a little bit.
Yeah, it went up a little bit. It's probably 420 or 450.
That's
Okay.
ridiculous. Yeah.
So I'm looking at it like this. If these prices still stay where they're at right the fuck now, and if the tariff situation don't improve, if the prices on GPUs don't improve, if the prices on chipsets do not improve, if none of this stuff gets any better, I guarantee you, this new Xbox, if there's only one SKU, you're looking at $800 to $900 for this.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I can see the 800. I can see 100.
Now, this PlayStation 6 that they're talking about, if what I hear is true, and if what they're claiming that they're going to do is true, expect the PlayStation 6 also to be $800 to $900. Because if PS5 Pro
It's
is
gonna be more than
$700
that.
now,
The new
no,
PlayStation's gonna be more than that.
I know, but if PlayStation 5 Pro is if they were bold enough to say that's $700,
Yeah.
think of PS6. That's going to be $800 to $900, and they say, "Oh well, we are trying to go over multiple platforms, and we still feel that the PS4 is important. So we're gonna have tons of cross-generational, like 2 cross-generational titles. So you're gonna be having PlayStation 4 titles, PlayStation 5 titles, PlayStation 6 titles. PlayStation 4 ain't going away because they know for a fact that the price of these consoles are too damn expensive. Nobody's gonna buy it, so they're gonna stay on PlayStation 4 and probably stay on PlayStation 5 if they already have it.
What's up, Curie?
So basically, you're looking at a 3 generations that Sony is going to be working on. Microsoft is going to try to just work on 1 generation with the Play Anywhere. But this is what you're looking at. The cost of the consoles are going to be so high. You have to do a subscription service, or they will have to keep on making games for their older system.
Y'all better win the lotto out there.
Well, I mean, and it's the one thing too is that, like, I mean, hell, we talking about 2 consoles that's going to be around 8. That's going to be at least 600 to 700. So we have a console that's going to be at least $600 to $800.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, ain't no way that there ain't gonna be too much double dipping anymore.
No.
There ain't gonna
you
be
ain't
too
gonna
much.
get 2 consoles.
Yeah, no. I mean, it was a lot easier to go ahead and get a console that was that, you know what I'm saying, when you got $500, you know, whatever, you spend $1,000 or something like that if you want to get them both at the same time or whatever the case. Nah, it ain't happening. Not at these prices. So, you know.
And this is the smart move by Microsoft to say we're opening it up to every single storefront, and we're going to carry all your games over, because they know for a fact the prices are not going to come down. And so the fact that the prices are not coming down, you're going to have to open up the storefronts, and so you can get every single game. And that way people will say, okay, I have better value now because I have a system that is extremely powerful, like a PC, and I have multiple storefronts, so I can play Steam games, I can play PlayStation games, I can play Xbox games, I can play Windows games, I can play GOG games, Epic Store games. If I have access like that, I don't care about playing the console. That's the mindset that people are going to have. They would not care about that expensive price as long as they have free access to everything.
Good. I wanted you out of the Xbox ecosystem anyway, so you gonna play on PC. Big K Maker gonna have a new Xbox. We good, right, K Maker?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I mean,
But this is the
listen,
same thing I was preaching on GRG before. Is that
We know.
I want
For 2
I
years
wanted
you've been preaching that. I know.
yeah, I've wanted Microsoft to say, instead of having separate games, have one unified system where you have access to everything. Because if they had access to PC from the get-go, this stuff that Sony's been doing by locking stuff away, and then they finally go over to PC, hey, we would have already had Spider-Man. We would
Viper,
already have God of
just
War.
preach your truth. Just preach your truth. You are a PC master race person. Just preach your truth, man. You're not really an Xbox person. You're a PC master race. You just like the
I,
ability that you can play some of the Xbox games on your.
I
But you
started
really
off.
are a PC master race.
I actually started off with Nintendo, and then I moved over to Xbox. But now I'm over the PC, and the thing is, I want everybody to have access to everything. Yes, I was a console fanboy at one point, but I realized what I want is not what the company wants. What the company wants is money, and I
yeah,
can't
these
get
companies.
Yeah, well, everybody.
As long everybody wants the money, but I mean, if there's value, then we're fine. That's all I care about is the value. I mean,
that's right.
It's if you know, like I said, Game Pass is the ultimate value. Play Anywhere is a fantastic value, and so that's why I look at it from the standpoint of like, okay, well, you know, I got a huge Xbox library, so therefore, I mean, this is my gaming home, but if I have access to all these other games, and listen, that's not to say that, listen, some of these PC games that you can play on your if it comes to that, to where you got Steam on through your Xbox, there might be some of these games that could play better on your Xbox. So I mean, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a pretty crazy situation. I don't know. We'll see.
Now the only thing that
I'm just hoping for one thing. I hope those Steam games and those Epic games, Microsoft, don't make me play those games in the cloud. Let me play that games directly.
Well,
to my
wait.
Well, it's going to be according to what.
Here's the thing, though. If they do bring it to current consoles, yes, you will have to play it through the cloud.
Right.
But if it's with this new console, then yes, it should be native.
It should be native. You're right. And
yes,
because
everything that's on this,
because the new consoles is going to, because the new console and then whatever this hybrid handheld will be, those will be native. Because I mean, we already know that now.
Those are PCs.
There's Rogue Ally. Well, this is what this new Xbox is going to be as a PC. That's what this new Xbox is exactly going to be as a PC. So I mean,
she said we're going to be closer to PC.
Yeah, like
than ever before.
Yeah, so this is going to be a hybrid console PC. Just, it's going to be all in one, all inclusive. Let's go. If they do the thing to where those rumors were back 8 years ago, where we were discussing back then, to where you can have interchangeable parts, sign me the hell up, because that way I'm like, if you got different variations to where you got something that might be comparable to a 4060 or you know what I'm saying, or something of that nature, I mean, shit, well, let's go. You know what I'm saying? Because then I could, you know what I'm saying, I would trust Xbox more than we could trust now NVIDIA. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, that's the thing right there we got to see. Now, of course, you don't want the bottleneck or anything like that, but it's still
I honestly look
interesting.
I honestly look at this. Make sure that your CPU is running at a higher speed. You need to have as many cores as possible, and the CPU needs to run at a higher speed.
I'm good. I don't have that problem on my PC now, but I'm saying
I'm talking about the console itself.
Yeah, the console itself. It has to be, and I've seen it was like AMD Zen 6 or something like that. Since I'm not having upgraded in a bit, you know what I'm saying, I really ain't been paying attention to the leveling of that chip.
So,
but you know,
this is what I feel like it should be.
Yeah.
It should have 16 cores, 32 threads, running at 5 gigahertz. That's how I feel like their PC should be.
That's a lot
Let
of
me
heat, dude.
let me
That's
look
a
and
lot
see.
of damn heat.
I know it's a
Let me
lot
see
of
if I
heat,
see
but
anything
still,
that's rumors of because
Why
one
would
thing I
you
did see
want
was
that much heat in a console?
okay.
you
I
want the
don't want
damn
no.
thing to
I don't
run.
Okay,
want.
so
I don't want another red ring of death, bro.
hold on.
Listen,
Well, hold on, listen. Okay, so this. Okay, so hold on. Like this is the FTC leaks back in 2023. I know that there's going to be
okay.
some different things in here. Okay, so the FTC in 2023. Okay, so originally it was targeted for 2028. I think it's coming out next year. I think it's going to be 2026
Either
when this
next
come
year
out.
or 27.
Yeah,
Either next
I,
year or 27.
I
Yeah.
think it's since she announced it,
Mm-hmm.
it's next
Give
year.
them a year.
Yeah.
Give them a year. Yeah.
Okay, cloud and native
Fall
hybrid.
of 2027, most likely.
Yeah, no, I think it's 26 because
2026. I meant. Sorry about that.
yeah. Cloud and native hybrid. Internal investigation over AMD Zen 6, X64, or ARM 64. Focus on forward capability. All games designed in the ecosystem keep moving forward with you with upgrades, not just the afterthought. We know that the things surrounding this have changed. Some things have changed, but we still think that some of these things will still be intact. The NPU, OWL, the AI, the silicone, and then AI driven
Neural processing unit.
Yeah, AI driven super sampling via neutral network. So I'm sure that there may be a couple of changes in there.
Dude.
Like
Just
I know,
put it like that.
well, yeah, this thing is going to be
A beast.
a beast. Both the Xbox and the PlayStation is going to be beasts. The thing of it is that we know PlayStation is going to be using AI technology and then also using their that PlayStation kind of like their NVIDIA their PSSR, right? So we know that. Yeah, so and Xbox, they're gonna have what they're having, but I think this is where the consoles are going to be completely different. I think this is where the consoles even going back to where the Xbox, the OG Xbox to the PlayStation 2, that's going to be the variant to me of how different that these consoles are going to be. In my opinion, I don't think that they're going to be.
You know what's going to be the dominating part of these systems coming out? What games do you have on the release of these systems?
Well,
that's going to be the telltale.
I was saying Wolverine is going to be a PlayStation 6 release.
And then what else you got? And then what else they got?
I think a God of War, another God of War, or Uncharted. I don't know.
I know, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I can see.
This is Microsoft's one, automatic super resolution.
Okay.
We're not talking tech no more. We're talking about what games are going to come out on the release day of these consoles.
So so this will be the thing. If Xbox drops next year, think about that lineup. That's going to be Perfect Dark. That's going to be the new Halo. That's going to be
Gear 6.
That's going to be then
Halo, not Gear 6. E-Day, sorry.
Yeah, then Halo will probably come a year later. They're not gonna cannibalize each other like that. So it's going to
y'all thinking of those games. Remember, Microsoft.
Says, go ahead.
Okay, I said Microsoft has a lot of games that they said we told y'all we got a lot of games that we can't even put out there yet.
I know that, but
there's a lot more in the background than we think, dude.
Oh yeah, no, but I'm saying, we're just talking about launch titles, so it's not going to be Gears and Halo at the same time. So that's not going to happen.
Because he said on the 25th anniversary, which is next year.
Yeah,
Gears.
We're gonna see Halo, Gears, Forza, and Fable. That's what we're gonna see.
We'll see,
Those are
but
the
I don't think that they're
Yeah,
going to
he
drop
said
at
that.
the
He said
same
that.
time.
I think so. We are
No,
they're
they're
not
not.
going
They're
to
not.
do that.
All of those games are not going to drop.
They're going to
They're
spread
going to
them out.
spread those
They're gonna
games
spread those
out.
games
They're
out.
not coming. We're talking about launch titles.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
we're
I
talking
mean
about launch titles.
in the same year for the
Oh,
25th anniversary, it's
okay.
going to be Halo, Gears, Forza, and Fable as the main 4 games they're bringing out for the 25th anniversary.
But that's
Okay.
not
So
what me and
if
K
it
Mega were
But
talking about.
but we're talking about
We
Yeah,
were
but if it
talking
comes
about
out,
launch. We're
new
talking about
games
launch,
coming out at
Viper.
the release
Launch
of the
titles.
understand
console,
that.
Launch.
Viper.
if
That's
the
what we're
system comes
talking
out
about.
next year,
It's
that
not
means they're
coming.
going to have all 4.
They're not launching those all 4 at the same time, Viper. That doesn't
No.
make any sense.
No.
That don't make any
We're
sense
talking about
whatsoever.
every
You talking
console
all 4?
that ever came out.
Perfect
Real
Dark,
quick, K-Man.
Fable,
Every
Halo,
console
and Forza
that
at the
has
same time, bro.
You never know. It
Oh my
Hell
God.
no,
Okay,
no.
you've never been to a
No.
real
That's
quick.
crazy.
Me and K Mega have. Have you ever been out on a console release day?
No.
We have. There are new games that come out on console release day. They still do that now.
So the
With a
release
brand new
window is also
generation of
considered
console,
the
there's
release
always
itself.
new games at a release of a new console, not a revamped console, but a new
No.
console generation.
Think about it like
And
this: a
oh
release
my goodness.
window is also considered the release date.
Okay, that's
No,
Even though
that's
You're
3
not
months.
seeing what we're
That's what the
saying.
3 months. Yeah, you keep talking
Yeah.
about the year. I'm not talking about the year. We're talking about launch. When the console
Yeah,
launches,
a console launches, brand new console design.
there are no way in hell that they're dropping all those games at one time. It's not happening. That would be crazy. That would be crazy.
Now, usually you have an average
Because
of
listen,
1 to 3 games on the release date of a brand new console generation.
yeah, because you're also going
It's
to have
always like that.
because you're also going to have to show off the third party games that that's going to come out on the launch as well. So there is no way that all those games are going to be launching at the same time. Now, I can
And
give you
That's
the
why.
reason why
Have you
I
ever
say
been to a console launch? He
the
doesn't know
reason
the
why
difference.
oh my God, just listen. The reason why I say that it's a possibility that it can be on the console launch is due to the fact that they have Game Pass.
no.
So for everybody, wait, listen.
Okay.
For everybody that is uptight about, oh, I got to spend this much money on all these games and all these come out at the same time. They've got Game Pass, and so if they decide to do this and do all 4 of them at the same time, then they can easily say, oh, here are all the games. It's on Game Pass. It won't cannibalize each other because the fact is you can play all 4 of them on Game Pass right then and there.
No, and I'm gonna tell you where you're so off on this is because there's 2 components to that. There's 3 components to that. There's going to be 3 games that's going to have multiplayer.
Right.
And so therefore you're not going, that's crazy because Xbox gamers, even though there's some of us that are fans of Halo over Gears and Gears over Halo, that's what I'm talking about. You're cannibalizing. They're going to be losing money if you sit there because they're going to have too much to play at that particular time. On top of this, there's going to be Call of Duty in there as well. No, ain't no way in hell. I'm telling you this right now. This is it. I'm telling you this right now, brother.
I'm not saying that I'm not saying it's a guarantee. I'm just saying it's a possibility.
You're talking. It's a possibility for the year to have Halo, Gears of Forza, and Fable. I totally agree. I can get down with that, but not at the same time. I feel that it's going to be either Fable or Perfect Dark, Call of Duty, and Gears. Those are the 3. And listen,
you mean 4? You just counted 4 of those.
Did I count 4? Okay, those are the 4.
Yeah.
and those are the 4. Those are the 4 because they're all different type of games, right? But I can look at it and Steve, you know what I'm saying? But see, I can see this even. Gears coming later, Gears and Halo coming later, and you'll have Forza, Elder Scrolls, and
Elder Scrolls ain't coming out anytime soon.
I think
Sorry.
Elder Scrolls, they might shock us, and that might be a launch title.
For
That might be a
6?
launch title.
Hell no.
It might be.
No.
It might be.
I don't
might
think
be.
so. No.
It might be. But
No.
they're only
That's
going
too
to
far off.
Okay, all right. And I'm not going to argue about that at all. But I'm just saying, like, I through the year, yes, there's a possibility that all those games, the Halo remake and Gears, Fable, and Perfect Dark will all come out in the same year. But there's only in Forza. But there's only going to be 2 to 3 titles, and all those titles that come out within launch will be different games. And there's Call of Duty, so there's 4. I'm sorry, I keep saying 3, but there's 4. So no, it ain't going to happen like that. And I don't know if I would put Gears in there. Probably would be Fable, Forza, and Call of Duty for the launch titles, and then everything else that's third party. And that's a fantastic launch. A fantastic launch.
I mean, I agree that it's a fantastic launch, but remember, we don't know specifically what Microsoft will plan to do. So the thing is, this is all speculation.
Right, but now, there's no way they're going to put all these games together like that.
You're being
speculation. When he was. Oh my goodness.
Did I say that it's a guarantee? No, I did not say that.
You are an Xbox person.
Oh my God! What the heck?
Wow!
Now y'all attacking me.
We're not attacking you. I'm just saying that would just be crazy.
I'm saying, what I said is we do not know specifically what's going to happen. I said it's a possibility, and don't forget, I started off with in the window of the launch window, you could have those 4 games.
A launch window was 3 months.
Right. That's still the launch. I can still consider that the launch.
No, absolutely not.
He doesn't know what we're talking about.
Yeah, you know. No. He knows what we're talking about, but
you said you have never went to the store on a launch event. So you have no idea what we're talking about as far as console release, being there, picking the first game that come out with the new console. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
you have been there. It's a different thing when games come out with new consoles.
The online aspect of it, you're just completely obliterating it. Like you can't bring out a Halo and a Gears at the same time. You know what I'm saying? That is not the Forza. Poor Forza is not getting no play. Forza's not getting. Forza's not getting no play.
Hold on, wait. I'm pulling up
the original Forza Motorsport, dude. Oh man, that was a line. The Halo 3 line, oh, that was a line. Halo 2 was redonkulous. You know what I'm saying? That was a line.
Oh.
You know, people were buying their Xbox just to get Halo 2 because they played Halo 1 in LAN parties with their friends.
I don't know where you're going with that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm just talking about this launch thing.
I'm just giving the aspect of he's never been to a console.
Just be quiet on that.
So he doesn't understand. Let me finish. No, I let you rant. Let me. He doesn't understand what new games launching day one, along with the console means, K-Mega.
No. Okay.
He doesn't understand.
Yes, I do know what
what I'm saying.
I do know what it means. First of all,
but you keep saying it can be 2-3 months later on the console release. No, I'm talking about day one when the console release. That's a console release.
So here's the thing. First of all, how many games?
Husky says nobody says ridiculous anymore, Sir X-Man.
Right, ridiculous. How's that?
Oh my God. Deuce. Oh man, I shouldn't have read that. Anyway, go ahead. What were you saying, Viper?
So here's the thing. How many games by the platform holder do you think, and I'm gonna say do you think, should be released on the day that the console is released? How many games by the platform holder?
So X-Men, how many do you think?
Average of 1 to 3. Yeah, that's the average most of the time.
I say
1 to 3 new games, along with some third parties.
I say 5. You get You get two
I've
to
seen that. I saw 10 games release day one on a console before, dude.
well, I'm saying
Okay,
though, but listen what I'm saying. Like
so
you get
so here's the thing.
three
You're
major. You get
mhm,
listen, damn.
I'm
You get
listening.
you asked me, and I said you get two major titles, maybe three.
Yep.
Mhm.
Then you have a smaller title, and then you have your racer. That's always that.
Yeah, the
There,
small title for the kids.
yeah,
Yeah.
a
Oh,
smaller title. Like that's why I say five. Five is the appropriate number because then you also got to account for the third party that you're going to have as
Mhm.
well. So how many
mhm.
you
Okay.
think? Yeah, how many you think?
So now let's take into account that we have cross-gen titles as well. Let's
Oh my
take that
God.
into account. No, we have to take that into account because the fact is, this architecture that we've got from Xbox One to the Series and now to this new Xbox console, you got stuff that's going to be cross-gen. So even if it releases on the Series console, it may be releasing the same time on this new Xbox console.
Not everything's
Okay?
going to be
Oh my God.
cross play.
Well, it's not,
Not everything's
but
going to be
those are
cross
still
play.
older games though. That's not a new title.
No, no, what I'm saying,
Okay.
on release date, it could be a possibility that the game that was going to be releasing on the series consoles may also get released the same time as the new Xbox console. So you could
Oh,
have
on cross gen, yeah, we know that already. But you think about it, with the newer console though, you're going to have new graphics, better graphics for the game, better playability. On the newer console. That's what you're paying for on release day
I
when you buy the
understand that.
console. It might
I
be released on
understand.
the other, the last gen, but there's a difference between the way it's gonna look, and the way it's gonna play. That's the difference.
Well, that's what he was saying,
Okay.
Sir X-Man.
Mm.
He said
I know
that.
he
Just
didn't
let
say
me
it
just
right
let me
away.
just yeah,
Go
but you
ahead,
gotta
finish,
let me
Viper.
finish.
Yeah.
The fact is that you could have so many games that are in development, right? And the fact is, if you're planning on something to come out with the next console so that you can say, okay, this is the reason to get this console, you may just go balls to the wall with this one and just say, hey, this is what you're going to get. That you can get this right now with this console. They may just go hard with this and say, hey, you can get Forza, Gears, Fable, Call of Duty. You get all of these Xbox branded games day one on this console at launch. They could do that. I don't know if I don't know
I
if they
don't see a
will or not.
could I don't see a could to it. Like I just the resurgence of Halo coming back
Mhm.
should have a
And
spotlight.
you do realize it's going
Yeah.
to be the remake of the first one
Right, but
in Unreal Engine 5.
yes, but it's a remake. It's going to be different. It's not going to be the exact same thing. They've already done the whole
Remastered.
yeah, the
Master Chief Collection.
remaster. Yeah, the Master Chief Collection. This is going to be this is going to be the new start of Halo again. So that game is going to have its own space as a shooter. Call of Duty is going to be Call of Duty, so there's always going to be their fan base for that. You have your shooter,
Mhm.
and you'll have a smaller title, which will most likely be something like a Killer Instinct or an indie title that people, was replaced, which has been delayed a million damn times. That's what,
Invincible versus.
yeah,
They didn't say it was coming out this year.
well,
They
yeah,
said maybe next year.
that's what I'm saying. Like those, it's too much, especially for how beloved that those games are. So if Halo were to come, it would come later on that year. Probably be a title that would come out at the end of the year. But it is not going to be in that 3 month cycle because there's going to be something else that's in there that's going to be probably that's going to be coming from another like maybe there'll be Perfect Dark that will be coming in February, and then you'll have something coming in April, and then you see what I'm saying? Like it's not going to just be in that 3 month window because there'll be those 3 games, and like I said, if you had all those games come out at once, my God, what's that going to do to Forza? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, and it's going to be a Forza Horizon. It's going to still have its fan base, but it ain't. But you're hurting its online chances. Hell with just having Game Pass. You got to have these games spaced out to where people can enjoy them for at least that month or two. You see what I'm saying? So,
and I agree. I agree to an extent that yes, it will be too much at once. But once again, we don't know where the hell they're going with this. Okay, so the fact is, they have all these studios. They're making games, and they can space them out if they want, or they can drop them all at one time if they want. They have a lot of IP in development right now, and all they have to do is get the go ahead from Microsoft to say, oh, you can go ahead and release on this date. Oh, yeah, you can go ahead and release on this date. Or hey, how about let's get all of them to get these 4 or 5 together all at once, and boom, we can drop these together. They have the ability to do that. So everything that you were talking about in the past with console launches, remember, the past is the past. Things can change, and things do change.
The one thing that don't change is leaving money on the table, brother. That don't change. You ain't gonna leave no money. They ain't gonna leave no money on the table because them studios, the studios got to eat, bro. Like they got to have a number to set. There's a projection of how many players that they got to have. You can't do that. Like, yeah, it would be fantastic to see all those games, and I'm sure that there will be people like, oh my goodness, I'm finna give me an Xbox. But then,
and don't forget, these games are going to be multi-plat as well. So
right,
the fact is, they're not just focusing on the Xbox crew. They're focusing on the PlayStation crew. They're focusing on the PC crew. So the thing, and also the new Nintendo Switch. So the fact is, they can still drop all of them at the same time, and each group will get what they want to get out of it. So you can't just say that now that, oh, they can't drop all of them all at once. Yes, they can.
They can, but they
not
won't.
Every game is
let's put it like that. They can, but they won't. It's not happening like that, bro. It's not happening like that.
I'm not saying that they will.
It's not happening.
They can do it.
Well, why are we still arguing about it for 10 minutes when you made your point? We'll see. Let's put it to the.
He wants everything on PC, K Mega. That's his problem.
Well, it will be available on PC. It'll be play anywhere. All those games will be play anywhere.
But they want on PC anyway.
Man, we're already in a position right now to where it's just so much to play. We can't even get through all the games that we're getting through now. You're talking about a Halo Gears Forza and a Halo Gears Forza and a Perfect Dark and Fable. You about to make me say the N-word. Man, you crazy.
That's what you say, motherfucker, all right?
Hell no. Brother, are you out your damn mind? Ain't no way. Anyway. All right.
I'm just saying there's a possibility. Anyway.
I mean, there's always a possibility, but I just don't know. All right, so my last thing that I want to leave out here with, I do need to look and see the percentages here.
You actually got a last thing? Really? I didn't know.
Yeah, I sit there and I said, thoughts on the PlayStation's 5th gen. I mean, PlayStation 5's gen. That's wild. And we got Fahim in here. He's a PlayStation. We had some PlayStation people. We got some PlayStation people in here. And nobody, and I mean nobody said amazing. 33% said all right. 47% said 47% said horrible, and you got
horrible.
And you got 20% that said I moved to PC. Hold on, let's back this up for a second.
That was me.
That was
me.
With the 20%.
No, it was more than just you. So there was a couple of y'all there that's out there. I know Berchilli is a PC guy. I think he's a PC guy. But anyway, regardless, hold up. Nobody. I mean, you would listen.
Nobody's amazing.
Fahim is a PlayStation. He is in here every time repping the PlayStation brand. And that man couldn't even cap for his damn company or his game, his kid's plastic of choice. Brother could not come in and say, amazing. That's all we need to
I got the
know.
word.
That's
I got the
all
word
we
for
need
that.
to know.
But
I
then,
don't. That's
but
all.
then,
I'm gonna end that
for him,
poll on that.
let me do this real quick before you do
Holy
it. For him,
shit!
this is for you. Betrayal.
Betrayal. I just closed that man just for that alone. Nobody said amazing. So that just tells you right there. I mean, listen, the PlayStation has to, and I mean has to. They got to get their gaming thing in order. They got to get their gaming thing in order.
You know what let me know that the PlayStation 5 generation was going to start off horribly and kind of finish
What's that?
weak? When they were pushing out PSVR 2. And then they were telling you that, oh, you can only do this with the SSD.
What up, Mike Johnson?
No. What? Oh.
Why are you going back to old news, Viper?
No.
Let him finish. Let him finish his point.
So, no, what I'm saying is that when they were talking about the whole PSVR 2 and then, the price of the PSVR 2, then, of course, not backing it up by giving them games and shutting down studios that were actually making the games for it.
Mm-hmm.
That already told me, hey, they weren't caring about the PlayStation brand. Second of all, the whole SSD stuff, that just was crazy. And I know so many people wanted to run with that, and that still didn't even pan out the way it's supposed to, due to the fact that there were certain games on the Series X and S that were beating out the PlayStation SSD. Let's not get it twisted. Yep. So the fact is that I already knew from that aspect that this generation wasn't going to be good for Sony, and it wasn't going to be good for Microsoft either, due to the fact that you have these games that are taking 5 to 7, sometimes 8 or 9 years to make. What is taking these people so long? And then, of course, they're not optimizing these games. And always, there's a freaking day one patch for every last one of these games. So that lets me know that this generation was not going to be good whatsoever.
Well, hold on.
Get day one patches
okay, so hold on. Let me. Okay, wait.
Steam.
Now here's some more pushback. I don't mean to be pushing back on you as much today, brother. But what are you talking about that Xbox having a bad generation? You just said that. You said that you knew. You just said that.
I didn't say that Xbox was going to have a bad generation. It's going to be not as good.
So you're telling me that the Xbox One generation is better than this generation from Xbox?
It was a slight upgrade from the Xbox One, but it's not.
The Xbox One generation had nothing at the end of it except Sea of Thieves and State of Decay 2 and the Xbox One X. I said the end of the generation. No, stop talking about the. Listen, Sir X-Man, I said the end.
Let me finish. So, what? The Xbox, at the beginning of the generation, Xbox One had a bunch of games, more games than PlayStation. At the end of the generation, they didn't have not a damn thing. Now, at the beginning of this generation, what the hell did the series consoles have? Not really much. They were continuing on their little dry spell from the end of the Xbox One generation. So don't come at me with this, oh, you think it's better than the Xbox One? No, at the beginning of this generation, they didn't have shit. And now they're starting to get into their stride.
The first year. Okay, go ahead. So I can, this is crazy. What?
After they picked up Bethesda and ABK, that's when they started getting into their stride and start releasing games.
They picked them up during the Xbox One generation.
Yep,
they did not pick up Bethesda.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't. It was 2021. Listen, and in 2020, they announced it as soon as the system was coming out. And in 2021, that's when it was finalized.
Maybe knock off my thing off my earpiece.
Go ahead
and put it back on here later.
Go ahead and look it up. Where as soon as the Xbox Series X and S was announced, it was in September of 2020 when they announced that they were going to purchase ZeniMax. And in 2021, that's when it was finalized.
When
then
did
later
when did the Series X and S drop, Sir X Man? I mean,
2020. It was 20. It was November of 2020.
They picked up
Go ahead.
Bethesda before the Series S and yes, they did.
Okay, hold on.
You know why I know? Because they announced it. They announced it.
The September before
the Series S and X didn't come out until November 15th.
Yeah, because they didn't announce the Series X until the Jeff Keighley showcase.
Yes.
The Jeff Keighley showcase was 2019. That's when they announced the Series X. That's when they announced the Series X in 2019.
Yes,
that December.
But the Bethesda announcement was in September. How are you saying it was before that when the consoles didn't come out until November? PlayStation came out what, November 4th, or I can't remember. PlayStation came. They both came out in November.
Yeah, that $7 billion was I think it was the year after Final Fantasy VII came out on the PlayStation, and that was 2017. So yeah, 2018 was when they got Bethesda.
Right,
that is correct.
Okay, so Mike Johnson said it came out November 10th, 2020. So and then when I got. So but the announcement of Bethesda was in September, was in the summer. So you know what I'm saying? Come on, man.
Hold on.
It was not in 2020. It's not in 2021. It was in. You know why I know this is because Trump was still in office and wanted Microsoft to wanted to acquire TikTok, and that's when the talks with them, when they already acquired Bethesda, they were talking about getting Warner, in talks with Warner Brothers, but because Trump wanted them to buy TikTok, they canceled those conversations.
But the guys that are PC master races, okay, Mega, they be making up this stuff in thin air.
So let's go ahead and give you some real news here.
Okay.
You may announce that you are acquiring somebody, but the stuff don't go through until it goes through.
Hell no.
Everybody
knew
like I said, he making it up on the fly.
Hell no. You can't spin that, bro. You can't spin that, fam.
Because the acquisition didn't finish until March 2021.
Okay, that's fine, but the announcement of it was before. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh my God!
Don't do that.
You do not have control of this company until it is finalized. You
said that they didn't. You said that they didn't even announce it. I said they announced it.
No, I did not say that. I did not say that.
Oh shit. Okay.
No. Okay. What I said was they didn't acquire them.
This man gonna sit there and use terminology about when they actually acquired it. When we were all sitting there, we're talking about the ABK deal, and then when it was a done deal before it actually happened in October of last year. Stop it.
Hey Viper, you need to rewind the end of the show later and listen what you said.
Listen to what I said.
I'm listening to what you said, brother, but that's crazy.
No, the announcement was in September. I told you the announcement was in September, and the release date of the system was in November. But
September what year? September what year? What year? September.
Bro, it was September 2020.
Do I need to go to the GRG at that time? And do I need to go to the GRG back in September and October? We were all sitting there making predictions about all the. Go ahead, get him.
So you said it was in 2020, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
that was the announcement.
Xbox,
bro.
Can I finish, please? The Xbox One didn't come out until 2021. Xbox One X did not come out until 2021.
It came out in 2021.
Yeah, it came out in 2021.
Series X and S came out in November of 2020. The announcement that they're trying to acquire ZeniMax came out in September of 2020.
Okay, even if it came out in 2020, it still was announced before.
They did not fully acquire them until 2021.
You know,
Okay.
it doesn't really matter. They all
No, you're moving the
Bethesda now. It
goalposts.
really
First, we
doesn't
talked
matter.
about. Listen, hold up. You just said when we talked about the announcement of it, we knew that they already acquired them. There was no FTC anything, so they were good. They just needed to finish the paperwork. They were good. No FTC jumped in, got involved, or anything. The ABK was different. Nobody didn't jump in and say anything about about laws and licenses, and PlayStation didn't jump into it. Nothing. Come on now. You're grasping at straws on that one.
No,
The announcement was done.
Bethesda,
There was paper. There was all these. You even had I forget brother's name that's in charge of Bethesda. You had him and his homeboy sitting there over there posting letters talking about they're happy to be a part of Microsoft. What are you talking about?
Just cut out.
You're breaking up again.
Oh, okay. Anyway, all right.
Hey, Viper, you do know that Bethesda was not a publicly traded company, right? That's what made it easier and go faster.
I understand it wasn't public. I understand that it wasn't publicly traded. And I know that's because listen, you're just trying to talk me down, and I'm not going back down from it.
Don't.
I'm telling you right
It's all right. It's all right.
Oh my God!
This man,
I would never fight
hot.
anywhere, dude.
Wow.
Anywhere.
I'm telling you.
Oh my God.
Until it was done, they couldn't do anything with Bethesda. You knew that they couldn't put none of their games on Game Pass. They couldn't do anything until the thing was done. They did not fully own this company until March. Series X. Listen, Series X and
Game Pass.
Oh man, Fahim Scott said Viper tweaking.
ESO was on Game Pass.
Yep.
And there was perks.
ESO wasn't on Game Pass
at
that time.
All right, well.
It was not. Trust me, I know.
You know all the Fallouts were on Game Pass before that too, right?
Only Fallout 4 was.
No.
Yeah. And then after the Bethesda thing, Fallout 3 came. All the other games all dropped that same day when they did that little.
It was part of the release of backwards compatible games. That those games were in the group.
No,
backwards compatible came out in 2000 before 2017, and
there's
Fallouts were in there.
Compatibility and Game Pass, Sir X-Man. There is a difference.
Oh, look at him! I didn't even bring up Game Pass. I wasn't talking Game Pass. I was talking about those games were in there.
Oh my God! See now y'all tweaking. Oh my God! You said that it was in Game Pass. Oh my God!
Do you always have to win?
I have to tell you the damn truth.
I'm telling you the truth.
Y'all tweaking.
Jesus. K-Meg, I think he about to have a heart attack. Look at him. He's stressing out, man. He breathing heavy and everything.
In 2020, Doom Eternal was in Game Pass.
Yep.
Okay.
But that's a Bethesda game, brother.
Okay, and you could have a deal before then to put that in Game Pass.
Let me do another one. Prey was in there. Elder Scrolls Skyrim
Doom
was on.
2016 was in Game Pass.
Doom 2016 was an old game from 2016 to 2020.
Okay, but what I'm saying, there was multiple games. There was Prey. There was Doom Eternal. There was Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
Yeah.
That was in Game Pass. So you saying that they didn't have none of those games? I'm just saying.
Before the announcement, they had some, not all of them, some of those games in Game Pass.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
you know who you sound like right now, Viper? A certain orange man.
A who?
A certain orange man.
Oh man!
No, don't you dare put that on me.
Who owns? I mean, is Grounded a Microsoft studio?
That's a Microsoft studio game.
Okay. That's an Xbox studio.
That was 2018 when they acquired that studio.
Okay, but I'm
Yeah.
just saying. I'm just saying. Like, I mean, you said there was no games there, and there were games there. But I'm just saying it's all
But-
good.
But let me go back to what I was originally saying before we got off on this tangent that
Oh
y'all
shit!
did.
You even know
Hold-
what you were originally
Hold
saying.
on, I even go further. Rage 2 is up. Okay, keep going. Keep going. I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to try and do that, go ahead. But anyway, like I was originally saying,
All
before
right.
y'all rudely interrupted me. Anyway,
Really though,
like I said, at the beginning of the Series X and S generation,
Mhm.
you didn't have. As a matter of fact, you didn't even have anything from Microsoft at launch of the Series X and S. Am I lying?
really?
Yeah, you had some games.
No, you did not.
You
no,
had
from Microsoft.
Yes, you had the Gears DLC, which was fantastic.
DLC? Are you fucking kidding me?
It was the
DLC?
best. Yes, it was fantastic. That
DLC.
shit,
Oh,
Hivebusters
fuck,
was
no.
incredible. Hivebusters was incredible. The best looking game.
Yeah, well,
Hell, it still holds up today.
yes, it does.
See, now y'all starting to sound like fanboys.
Oh my
DLC
god!
as a launch title?
I see that you didn't play Hivebusters. You didn't play Hivebusters.
I did
That's
play
okay. You didn't play Hivebusters. It's cool.
Oh my god! But no, you can't say DLC is as a launch title. No, I'm talking about the whole damn
It was
game.
an expansion. It was DLC. So I'm just saying, what are you
Oh,
talking about?
Jesus.
It was its own, it had its own
Hivebusters was a totally
storyline.
different game. It was a totally different game.
Man,
It was a different game.
Oh shit! Anyway, like I said, there was nothing at the beginning of the Series X and S console generation, and
You
then
know, you need to be over with that company that just does remasters of a remaster of a remaster. That's what you need to be.
no. Anyway, then around 2022, because in 2021 there still wasn't that much. Now, granted, yes, they dropped the stuff from ZeniMax, but in 2022, when Halo and Forza 5 came out, that's when they're like, okay, now we about to do something, but it still wasn't enough. And then when they got the ABK, that's when they started dropping stuff. And by now the back end of this generation, that's where we're gonna see what happened with the PlayStation 4 generation, where they had nothing at the beginning and they had everything at the end. That's what's happening with Xbox right now. So the fact
PlayStation
is,
4 didn't have nothing at the end.
yeah, they did.
No,
They had
PlayStation
more games.
PlayStation was cooking in at the end of the generation. What are you talking about?
Thank you.
Yeah, and then they messed up at the beginning of the new generation. You right.
That's exactly what I was trying to get to, but y'all interrupted. The fact is, I
I
said
didn't interrupt. You took like an hour to get there.
no. Y'all interrupted me. Y'all interrupted me. But anyway, no.
Hey, you know K Mega is the host, right?
I hate you,
He
sir.
just he,
I
he
really
gets
do.
he gets the first and last words. You know that, right? He was just being kind to you because you got
Uh-huh.
mental problems up there.
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
no. Let's not talk about your Alzheimer's, okay?
But go ahead,
But
Fight.
Keep going.
that's the whole point, is the fact that now you got Microsoft going off of all cylinders.
Hey,
And the
Foxfire in the house. You go, girl. What's been up?
What's up,
see, once
Foxfire?
again, he interrupted me again. Jesus, have mercy. Yes,
Foxfire.
hello,
Dude.
Foxfire.
Foxfire supersedes you, all right? Remember that. All right, go ahead.
No, you want to talk. You obviously want to talk. So go the fuck ahead. Go.
Well, I'm just saying. Okay,
gonna
so
mute myself.
I'm going through the and listen. Xbox Series S and X launch was not as good as Xbox One's launch, right?
Thank you. That's exactly what I said.
No, that's not what you said. You said that this generation, the Series X gaming games is just slightly better than the Xbox One. That is absolutely absurd. That's mentally ill shit right there to say, brother. That is not the list of games that Xbox has dropped just in 2022 alone was better than what Xbox even provided at the end of the generation of the Xbox One generation. 2022.
Didn't I just say that?
No, you didn't say that. You said you're saying that the games that Xbox
Run it back 2 minutes.
Huh?
Run the show back 2 minutes.
God. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyway, all I'm saying. Let me read some of these comments. Like K Mega used to say, cold blooded. Yeah, I know, bro. Cold blooded. This man, Sir X Man is on. I mean, not Sir X Man, but Viper. He's on a tear. He's on a tear
today.
He's on
I think he needs his I think he needs his Ritalin right now.
Oh man, I don't know, but I'm just saying this. Xbox is firing on all cylinders for the last 2 years. The last 2 years, their gaming content has been spectacular.
I agree with that aspect.
But it's been miles better than the Xbox One generation. As a whole, the last 2 years alone, 2022 was the start of it, and we thought that we were ready to roll, and then they had all those delays in 2023, and then it was Game Pass that held up Xbox in 2023. After that, we ain't. There's too much to play. What'd you say?
It was ABK that held up Xbox in 2023.
What are you talking about? There was delays. Redfall. Halo.
I know there were delays, but also the ABK thing was holding them up too.
How was
ABK holding up delayed games that were supposed to be coming out?
Year, dude.
What?
I don't know
what
the hell y'all saying.
I don't know what you're saying.
I can't hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh my God. What?
It was 2024. No, it was the middle of 2023. In the fall, where they released the last Modern Warfare before the one on this one, and the one we just got. So it was beyond that time. What are you talking about, Viper?
Yeah, well, I don't know what delay. I don't know what ABK had to do with games being delayed from Xbox first party.
October 2023 is when the ABK thing was done. And that's when then November they released the.
No, you're wrong. They finally finished it about a month ago. They finally ended it out of the courts because it was still going on as a fight.
No, he's talking about when it was official in that October. Yeah, but I mean,
But technically, officially, it wasn't really done until. You know what I'm saying?
Who the hell is grasping at straws in specific wording?
Oh my God!
No, actually, it's been in the news, dude. When they said it.
I know about that court case. Nobody gave a fuck about that one because all the games was coming on Game Pass anyway from them because they knew the FTC did not have a winning shot at that thing. So they said we're gonna release the stuff now. They already finished it back in October of 2023. So this stuff with the FTC, they didn't care because it was never going anywhere.
You keep the garbage up, we're going to finish you in 2025.
All right. Anyway, okay, so what's happening with you, Fox? We doing good. We over here sitting here. I'm wilding out. What was Lady Foxfire? She says the only thing I remember the Series X launching was Forza Motorsport 7, Super Lucky's Tale, which is a third party, right. And PUBG, which is a third party. Okay, so I'm gonna read the list. Okay, so I'm gonna read the list. Okay, so you had these are launch titles. You had Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you had Bright Memory, you had Dirt 5, you had Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, which that was at the time. I think that was only on the Xbox because of the upgrade or whatever. I think I could be wrong on that. Destiny 2, FIFA 21, Fortnite, Gears 5, Series X upgrade, Gears Tactics, Series X upgrade, Manifold Garden, Marvel's Avengers, NBA 2K21, Observer, System Redux, Ori and the Will of the Wisp, RPG
upgrade.
Time, The Legend Right, Samurai Showdown, Tetris Effect Connected, the Frontier, Falconeer, Watch Dogs Legion, Yakuza Like a Dragon. Then it was 12 Minutes, Borderlands 3, Call of the Sea, Call of Duty Black Ops War, Control Ultimate Edition, Crossfire X, Dead Stance Drive, Everwild, which never came. And then Eno 1. Exo 1. Did Exo 1 drop? I don't remember.
Exo 1 or Exo Mecha, whatever the hell that was, it never came out.
No, that was Exo Mecha. This is called Exo 1. I think that might have dropped. I don't know. I think that was a smaller title. You had FIFA, Immortals, you had Immortals, Phoenix Rising, Lake, Last
Great
Stop,
game.
Mad Street, Madden 21, Outriders, Overcooked, Planet Coaster, Rainbow Six Siege, recompiled, Sable, Shredders, the Artful Escape, the
Okay.
Big Con, the Medium, which I think the Medium got delayed. Did the Medium get delayed?
Yeah, it
Okay.
got delayed by a few months.
Okay, and Tunic got delayed, I think. And then
Tunic was delayed.
Yeah, and then WRC 9. So no, it didn't have a strong list of. And then like a month after that, which is that window that you talked about, that was when the Gears Hive Busters came out right after that. So no, I'm not going to lie to you and say the what's called, because PlayStation had Demon Souls, they had Miles Morales, and then they had the other
Spider-Man remake. Yeah.
The Spider-Man remake, and then they also had the oh my goodness, it was the game that
They had another Last of Us
it was the first game that they said that SSD would work, and then it came on Xbox like a year
Ratchet
later.
and Clank. Ratchet and Clank.
Not Ratchet and Clank.
It was it was from Gearbox.
It was from Gearbox. It was the hack and slash game. I got it.
Godfall.
Yeah, Godfall. So yeah.
Yeah, that game ran like crap.
That game played good, Rain. What's up with you, Rain? So yeah, no, nobody's detesting that Xbox One Series S and X launch was not good. The Xbox One's launch was way more superior than Xbox.
Yeah,
it was.
Yes, but the overall game content put out is not even close now for what Xbox is doing this generation. Not even close. I mean, I could just say this to you right now. Xbox gamers got Persona now. Got Noonie Cooney.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Like it's not even
close. Actually, hold on, wait.
Noonie
Cooney. Hold on, no. They were getting Ni no Kuni back on the Xbox One at the end of the generation, and then the Persona.
They didn't get Noonie Cooney until on the series.
No, they got it on Xbox One in 2019.
It skipped the Xbox One completely.
No, it didn't.
Okay, you might be right. You might be right. You might be right. But,
and then I think Persona 5, that's a cross-gen game, so that's also playable on Xbox One. But Persona 3 and 4 is also cross-gen as well. So 3, 4, and go ahead.
No, go ahead.
3, 4, and 5 for Persona is cross-gen. Ni no Kuni is 1 and 2 is cross-gen.
Okay, so Big Man Mo said XO1 never dropped. So, okay. I thought XO1 was that one game with the disc flying in the air. I don't know. I'd have to turn on my Xbox.
No. XO1 is from EA, right? And that's with the disc. Yeah, that did come out.
Yeah, because I said I got that game.
Look on Game Pass. Look on EA Play, not EA Play. Whatever. It's on Game Pass if you got Ultimate. But XO1 is already out.
Yeah, Eco. Yeah, let me just type it. I'll know it right when I see it. Okay, boy, that was a crazy conversation. I cannot believe. Yeah, no, it was the game with the disc. No, I got that game. Yeah, I have that in my library on the Xbox. I haven't played it, but I did get it because it looked cool. Graphically, it looked crazy. So. But XO1 did. But everybody's thinking of Exo Mecha, Machina, and I don't think that game might be just like Everwild. That might be gone into La La Land. So, okay. So, if Fahim said Medium was delayed for 3 months, I knew it was delayed. I just didn't know how long it was. So yeah. And Medium wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. And Scorn was delayed as well. So, okay. Anyway,
I didn't like Scorn.
You didn't like them puzzles?
It was all right.
The puzzles were hard, but I loved it.
The puzzles was crazy. I mean, the game was just nasty. It was just oily. It was just an oily mess.
I didn't want to say that. Don't say that game with Diddy.
It was on that
moist.
puffy. That was that baby oil. It was very baby oilish up in there. So anyway.
It was moist.
Oh my God, fellas. Is there anything else that y'all want to say before we get the hell out of here? Because that was Husky said, when is the he's already trying. He said, what he say? He says, K Mega, when we gonna be doing GRG at the end of the month?
I even heard Yobi say that a little bit when you was on to go in the game thing the other day.
Yeah.
It's like everybody wants you to do it once a month, dude, at least.
Oh my
exactly.
goodness. We'll think about it. Well, only thing I can think about right now.
Got him to say that.
Well, only thing I can think about right now is my Thunder and trying to win this championship. We one game away. We one win.
Okay,
away.
if the Thunder wins the championship, you do GRG a month.
Hey,
listen, you just in your bag, sucker. How you just go? What'd you say?
Noof was hurting yesterday when the Oilers lost. He came into the show because he was watching it, at the stadium, and then he came into the podcast. Somebody else took over the podcast for him, and he was like, "Damn, fuck, F this, F that, F my team let me down."
Yeah, man.
Oilers lost bad.
Man, them Panthers were serious, man. I mean, like, I know that Perry, he deserves a ring, man. He's been doing it for a very long time, and he might not have this. I don't know if this is Perry's last year or not, but man, he's already 40, and he's sit there, and he should have. You would think that he would have a ring. I think he's been in the championship games, the NHL championship like 5 times and has not won it. So, I mean, some had to give.
The Oilers never. I don't think they said it's been 30-something years before the Oilers were even in the last playoffs.
Yeah, so I feel for that. So you know what I'm saying. But for right now, damn, stop that rain. He said, "Who cares about the Pacers?" Listen. I just want my Thunder to take care of business. We took care of business. I hope they can do it tomorrow night. I'm going. You know what I'm saying. I want to do fight night, but if we lose and got to get for Game 7, my mental is going to be crazy because then it's going to be Sunday for the game. And I don't, you know what I'm saying? So like, I just want it to be over tomorrow. I just want my Thunder to just take care of business. But
hey, I want your Thunder to win, even though I'm not a Thunder fan, because the Pacers are the Bulls' rivals. So.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right.
It's not just the Pacers, but it's also the Pistons.
Okay, we were just talking about the teams that won the playoffs right now. There was no need to divert that. There was no need to divert that.
What's up, Taylor? What's up, Taylor? Appreciate it. Appreciate for stopping through. I really appreciate everybody coming through. We about to get ready to be done. If you just now got in here a little late, man, just go rewind it, go back. It was me in the beginning, and then these suckers came in here and started chaos. I said I was
a sucker.
Fahim says again, bring back GRG. Listen, man, you know what? I'm tired of y'all sending me messages on Xbox. Man, I'm over here playing my game. Yeah, there's people that saying, man, what happened to GRG? And then like I've seen messages and stuff like on YouTube when we did the special, and they was like, man, where y'all been? And I'm like, man, come on, man, we ain't doing that. We ain't doing that.
You know what's funny?
What?
Your GRG slot is still open. Ain't
yes,
nobody
it is.
Not yet. No, ain't nobody got that spot.
I think what's call it came back. I know he went away for a while. I can't think of his name right now.
Don't say dealer because he didn't. He didn't come back.
No. I can't think of his name right now, but he went away for a little while and he came back. I don't know what slot. I don't know what time slot. I don't be paying attention to too many podcasts anymore. Not to be hateful or disrespectful to anybody. It's just that I'm all into my news, my sports, and just me gaming. So that's crazy. Husky said it again. What Friday next month are we doing GRG? Boy, you gotta stop it. You gotta stop it. I don't know. We'll talk about it. But anyway, where can they find you at, Viper, other than the land of the lost?
I am found and I am sound in mind, okay? So
right.
anyway,
Oh man.
you might see me on Fight Night this Sunday.
Are you going to check?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Hey, listen, come on through. I will, regardless of what happens, hopefully, like I said, we ain't got no game 7 Sunday and I'm already ready and charged up. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if we take care of it,
depending on your games, depending on your game.
Well, no, I mean, I will be pretty. I'll still have fight night. Now, if we lose game 7, I'm gonna be depressed as fuck. But I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be in the. I might be mad, and it might be a problem for everybody. I'm coming in there mad and sober, so it's gonna be a problem.
Actually, hold on. Wait. Not this Sunday. Hold on, I forgot. I keep forgetting. My finals are next week, so shit. All right, let me see. Are you doing anything tomorrow?
Watching the game, and that's it.
Oh,
and I can do fight night tomorrow night. I can do fight night tomorrow night after the game.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I know Foxy, if she was still here, she probably would have been like, sports.
But he said Marvel vs. Capcom collection. I'm with it. But we got to play Jump Force too because this man got it. So.
Oh God.
No, but I do have finals next week. So yeah, I got a lot of stuff on my plate. But
what the hell?
What?
G4 said Mega love Denny's.
Yeah, Denny's is pretty good. Denny's is pretty good.
I was on the phone. I don't do it at Denny's because of the certain situation with Denny's. You know?
Nah, I don't get no. I don't like their chicken at Denny's.
You know what?
He said. Rain said 3-piece chicken with fries. No. That ain't. I eat breakfast.
That ain't what I'm talking about, Denny's, man.
I'm talking about what Rain said in the chat, sucker. man, shit.
Man, all I got is. Hey, wait a minute. Fahim, you got that game? Yeah, I told you he had an Xbox.
So.
Anyway,
I think it might be crossplay on consoles. I think Marvel vs. Capcom Collections crossplay.
I'm not sure.
It's not crossplay. It's not crossplay on PC, but it is on consoles. I think. I like Denny's breakfast.
I don't know if I want a PlayStation guy on my friends list.
All right, let this man Viper finish. Okay, all right, go ahead. So go ahead, Viper. I'm sorry.
No, I'm just like I'll be studying this week, and I'll have to take my finals next week. But you'll find me on GRG when it comes back on July 5th.
Stop it! Stop it! Just stop it.
Yeah. July 4th is a Friday. July 5th is a Saturday. We're going to do special GRG on that Saturday. Anyway,
I'm gonna be busy Saturday. I'm gonna be on the land Saturday. I'm gonna be trying to get stuff taken care of, cut some yard and shit out there. So anyway, but yeah.
Anyway, that's it. No, that's all.
All right, okay. Sir X-Man, where can they find you at? All right, Sir X-Man is gone. Said Husky. Okay, said he'll be he said he'll be there tomorrow night if I'm doing. Yeah, I'll be there. Regardless of the Thunder wins or lose.
July 11th. Yes, July 11th. I'll speak.
Well, hell, wildin'. All right. Okay. All right. Well, we'll be doing Fight Night Thursday tomorrow after the Thunder game. So hopefully I could be just in such a great mood and see what's going on. But yeah. All right. We'll see you guys later. Really do appreciate it. Hey, if you have not followed me, please do. Wherever you find you're listening to me at, man, I really would appreciate it. So thank you so much for coming through and listening to us talk some crazy gaming stuff. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow when we're doing we're gonna be playing some fighting games. So listen. This man said July 11th, the next episode of GRG. Well, I tell you what, y'all messy as hell. All right, guys.
It's official now. It's official.
This sounds like a coup. Y'all over here just telling me what I got to do. What are you talking about? Anyway. All right, guys. I'm out. Y'all have a good one. Peace.